Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Thursday to y'all, and welcome to episode 15 of the KoppsCast right here at twitch.tv/bkops. As always, I'm your host, bkops, and on this channel we generally play a lot of RPGs, play a good variety of other stuff, and here every other Thursday we have a different interview with various content creators. They're always a good time, and yeah, this week is no exception. Another good friend that's on today. One that I've been wanting to have on for a bit, and I'm really looking forward to this. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. We got Ace in here, of course. Shane, Modest Millhouse, thank you again so much for that 14-month sub, dude. You're incredibly generous, and I appreciate you. We got Snacky Moo in here. We got Ace. We got Mom the Human in here. Mom the Human, welcome. Good to see you. We got Mr. Smexy in here. Jordo's in here, of course. Got Pastor Mike in here. Good evening, friends. Good to see all of you. But yeah, hope everyone's having a good week. You know, inching ever closer to the weekend. And yeah, like I said, we're here on another Thursday and gonna have another fun interview today. You know, just yeah, appreciate you hanging out, Pastor Mike, and yeah, good to see you as well. You know, just like I said, closer to the weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Work is finally getting at a comfortable spot right now, so that's one thing, but other than that, yeah, I'm doing well. But yeah, anyway, guess we, let's bring our guest out, shall we? So, we got, like I said, another good friend. She's incredibly wholesome human. She's, hey yo, and Ghost, thanks for the follow, buddy. Hope you've been well. Good to see you. And she's in here, welcome. Like I was saying, our next guest, she's an incredibly wholesome human. She's just absolutely killing it on Twitch, on the platform. It's always a great time hanging out over there with her. Playing a good variety of stuff. Currently doing some Hollow Knight at the moment. But yeah, so let's bring her out. So here is Jen the Human. Jen, how's it going?
Hello, hi friends, hi humans.
Yo, Mel, raiding with a party of 13.
Oh,
how's
nice.
it going, everybody? Perfect timing.
Hello, Raiders.
Perfect timing. Annie, welcome. Yeah, Ghost, welcome. Good to see you. How's it going? We're just
getting started.
literally just starting on this interview with Jen the Human. Science Admiral, good to see you.
Look
yeah,
at all those humans in chat.
And yeah, like I said before, if this is your first time here, welcome. If you don't know me on bkops, we primarily will play RPGs here, but here every other Thursday we do interviews with various content creators, and we got Jen on this week.
That's
yeah,
right.
Good to see you. And then Mel, how's it going, buddy? It's great. Please follow him. He's a treat. No, you're a treat, Mel. I got you. There we go. Oop. Doesn't want to send. There we go.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
But anyway, and of course, well, before we get started, of course, if y'all don't follow Melatonin over there, please check him out. Oh, playing some Dead Cells today. Nice, dude. That's awesome. I need to check out that game. Have you played that one, Jen? Dead Cells?
I have not. I've been watching Mel play it though. I'm just learning what roguelikes are.
Mm-hmm.
Roguelikes. And I don't know, it's been fun. It's been fun to see some new games. I just learned what Noida was, and of course Hades, so.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Got Darren in here too. Dan, welcome. And all the friends are in here
Darren,
today.
I see May, I see Ghost, I see Webb. Hi, friends.
Hades. Yeah, everyone's been super hyped on. But speaking of roguelikes, Hades was the one that like I feel like everyone's playing right now.
Yeah.
Is that one on your list?
It's got the buzz. I would like to at least give it a try. I think if nothing else for the art, right, and the character design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jordan and B, they've been singing that game's praises, and they've been playing it very frequently on either on their channels or through Discord and stuff. So,
I think I'm afraid for another game to get its hooks in me like that right away, because I've been playing Hollow Knight nonstop, and I need something that doesn't quite like garner obsession.
Yep, where you're spending like almost like 100 hours in.
Yeah, exactly.
Sky's in here too. Sky, welcome. Always good to see you. And Tripp's in here, welcome. But yeah, so how have you been, Jen? I mean, we're still through these wild and crazy times in the world, but how have you been getting through this year?
I've been okay. I've been hanging on, ups and downs. I've been getting through this year with Twitch and with my family and my cats and appreciating the good stuff when it happens. I can't say enough good things about my Twitch fam and just the wonderful people I've met that I can talk to and vent to and feel like I'm having social time even through the screen.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's definitely been a great escape to just hang out in folks' channels and meeting a lot more people on here too through this platform. And it's just like for that stretch, especially when like everything was on like super strict lockdown, and we're like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna be home anyway, so let's just and like I mean I was already on the platform. You started on the platform just this year too, or you started streaming this year, maybe,
right?
You were just kind of hanging out on it like in the last like couple of years or so, or
right. Yeah, I started on the platform in 2018 as a silent viewer, lurking only. I think I joined one viewer's game of a stream where they like gave out the lobby code and let a bunch of people join in. I did that once, and then I didn't watch Twitch for like 2 years until I started streaming this year, pretty much. So yeah,
that's cool.
My short and brief Twitch journey so far. It hasn't really much time really hasn't passed yet.
Nice. And Mitch, thank you for the 50 biddies, buddy. I appreciate it.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
It's that babby boy B-caps. Yeah, nothing wrong with being a silent viewer. I mean, we got,
not at all.
Especially if you got a lot of other stuff going on. You can only lurk and while you're taking care of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
So I like that both
like that we
have art
behind us. Yeah. The display, if you wanna take a look real quick.
I think I'm blocking one. Actually, I have to take this one down because that's Tom Brady, and he upset me a lot. So but,
a sore spot of sorts.
A little bit, especially because he's finding success while the Pats are just absolutely tanking this year. So that'll do it.
Yeah, Mel, I see the comment about my original character, Charlie.
Sure. Oh, that was one.
I hope we get to talk about her.
I'm gonna say you did that on your channel recently, right?
This is a drawing by Ace, and I colored it in because we did a coloring book stream.
Oh.
Charlie has been in existence way before Twitch, and her lore has continued to deepen as she showed up in more and more games. And I feel like people are always asking me, like, is Charlie tied into this game you're playing somehow secretly? Is she worked into the lore?
That deep lore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thanks for all the shout outs in the chat, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, so So I was trying to think of how we met in general. Like, I know it was from, I believe it was either Darren or Mel. I was like hanging out on their channel, and then they raided into you, and I'm pretty sure you were doing like a Zelda randomizer at the time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive that was what was going down. So were you doing that like? So I think you were mostly like doing that at like the start of on your channel and stuff, or were you kind of like mixing up with like a lot of?
It was in May and June. Bears and Beats had invited me to do a Link to Go Fast charity challenge, and it was my first randomizer, my first Twitch collab, my first race, and I had just done a vanilla playthrough of Link to the Past, but mostly blind vanilla playthrough, so it was just good timing. That's how I met Mel, and a lot of people in his community and just the Zelda rando community were all kind of teaching us newbies what to do and how to make decisions in the game. So I'm very grateful for that. I met a lot of good people from that.
Yeah, I felt like it was Mel and Cosmic Cordia especially. Like, I feel like that was like, I'd be hanging out on their channel and they were like only like doing that, and like I've never done a randomizer at all, so it's like interesting to see like, you know, just you going through like one of those routes and then like, oh cool, I just got like the Master Sword out of this chest, or you know, or something like.
Right. Well, I have to give a shout out where shout outs are due, because May was only streaming Link to the Past, and I knew her before the whole randomizer crew with the charity, and I remember going in her stream and being like, what are you doing? How does this work? And she'd explain it very kindly and patiently, and I was like, I don't understand randomizers at all. I don't get it. And then I got asked to do one. And so it started to make more sense bit by bit. But she was the first person I ever watched do a randomizer, and tried to slowly piece together in my head what to do.
Thank you, Darren. Yeah, and then I think some of them were doing some Ocarina of Time randomizers. Like, I actually had a friend that was doing one the other day, and she got the Bigoron sword. I don't know, I never know how to pronounce it, but basically the best sword in the game. She got it like from like the first chest that she opened up. So it was like,
oh, nice.
So I just find that like so hilarious.
Yeah, they're wild. You could get a lot of odd combinations of things, and the seeds are always surprising, no matter how many you've done. And I can't really speak to it. I've only done Link to the Past. I did mostly Triforce Piece hunts. I tried to branch out to more standard crystals, like 5 crystals, 7 crystals, but they get long and daunting, so I took a break from randos for a while.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a cider that
yes,
that Jen's got
hard
goes.
cider. strawberry apple.
But yeah, so yeah, you said you're taking a break from them, but do you plan on doing more randomizers down the line, or more randomizer runs?
We did some multi-world randomizers. Webb is gonna freak out that I'm saying this, but I was introduced to like several people playing different seeds at the same time, and if I find an item, it gets sent to another player that needs that item, and that was really fun. I just enjoy doing it with a group. I enjoy doing it relaxed. I didn't like I guess I liked racing because it was a very fun event, but I don't think I would take well to racing on a regular basis. It's very stressful, and so I like the collab stuff. I know I've been eyeballing Hollow Knight randomizer a little bit, and I promised a friend of mine that I would attempt an Ocarina of Time randomizer at some point, at least once someday. So they're still on my radar. They are a fun puzzle. Yeah. They are a really cool challenge, especially if it's a game you love and you start to really get the ins and outs of the game, and you start to learn all these oddball little things about a game. Like, you get really nerdy with the trivia, and it's a good time.
Yeah. I didn't realize that they had them for Hollow Knight now too. That's interesting.
Yeah, I keep, friends are bringing it up. I have yet to actually watch one and see how it works. But I've had a few people either try it or watch, say, oh yeah, I saw it online, here's how to do it. So I haven't set it up, but I want to.
Cool. So I wanted to have you on here and talk about your Twitch channel, the human race community and stuff. First, we just figured it'd be fun to learn a little about, or touch a little bit on your background and stuff, and learn about the human behind Jen the human.
Of course, sure.
So growing up, like, what did you have like certain like career aspirations? What was like your main like goal when you were like going through school and stuff?
Oh my gosh, I went through waves of everything. I was not at all ever a kid that wanted to do something from the age of 5 until adulthood. Like, it changed so many times. I remember being like really little and playing dress up and saying I want to be a movie star. Like, just lots of lofty goals there. I was a music kid though for most of my upbringing, my childhood, high school. So there was a point when I was either going to be a music teacher or a piano accompanist or something along those lines, and then things changed, but I was a choir kid. And I don't know, I don't mean to roll my eyes at that either, because I loved it. It was a blast.
That's cool. I was actually going to ask because I remember you did like a music stream. I can't remember. No, that was like a Channel Point challenge, or it was like, I can't remember if it was like a charity thing you did, but I remember you played some piano on your channel, and I wanted to bring that up. And so you've basically been playing your whole life?
Yeah, kind of. I took piano lessons as a little kid. Like, first grade was my first lesson officially, but my mom is very musical. My grandmother was very musical. And we had a piano. I was very lucky to have a piano in the house, an upright piano. So I would tinker and play with it and do this kind of chicken scratch,
Yep.
like poking the keys. So my parents said, yeah, we're gonna teach you. Oh man, it resurfaced recently too. I have a little tiny notebook that like 5-year-old Jen wrote lyrics to songs about stars and stuff like that, like little bitty words and little bitty notes, because I learned how to write a note on a fake staff. And I took lessons through high school, and then it kind of dropped off, but I was really into piano for a long time.
Cool.
And music theory and sight reading and stuff like that. So yeah.
Nice. Also, thanks, friends, for contributing to the
24-hour
charity broadcast challenge. I was only going to have it go a month, but then after I missed this week on Tuesday, I extended it an extra 30 days. So if anyone wants to contribute to that, and because I'm planning a 12-hour, at the very least a 12-hour charity stream next month. But if we hit this goal, then it'll end up being a 24-hour one. And thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jordo. Thank you, Ace and Shane, everybody. So you were big into, like you said, you were big into like music theory and all that stuff.
It all ended up, it rolled together. It was my thing in school, and a big goal of the Human Music Channel Point Redemption when I added it was that I had done like an open mic night in high school, right? This is years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did it once, like, let's just have fun and bring it back, and I'll play some of the songs I played then, and I'll like get over some stage fright and just sing some songs on the internet. I don't know, why not? Like, I have the keyboard for it now, and it was a really good time. It was nice. It's not my best musical performance of my life, but I had a lot of fun, and people were really supportive.
So outside of that, did you ever like play live, or like outside the channel and stuff, like, or was that ever like you wanted to like actually like do music in like that aspect, like
a career wise?
Well, no, not a career per se, but just like play at like a local, play a show like at a venue or something, and even
no,
like
I
get into it
I really
no?
haven't. No, it's just been like personal use, back burner hobby for a while now, which is a shame, but it's all right. I ended up not going into music as a career because I didn't want it to be a job. I wanted it to stay a passion and a hobby.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah. I
mean, the band I'm starting is gonna need a piano player, so here.
Am I on the hook? Oh my goodness.
It's like one of those running jokes where with your friends, like, hey, we're getting the band back together. What band?
Right.
Don't worry about it. We're getting the band back together. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, so you had the music background, and you had a bit of an artistic background too, right? In general too. Or not
yeah,
so much?
I guess so. I wasn't in art classes per se. I did some. I don't know. I took some art classes in like middle school, and I did makeup for theater, and I did some theater, and just like a little bit of everything when it came to arts. I took dance classes, just all around, lots of hobbies.
A lot, just a
Call
bunch
me
of different...
indecisive in investigating all of the human interests.
Just like a whole bunch of creative endeavors that you're kind of dabbling in to figure out like what interests you the most, basically.
Yeah, which ones are the most important, I guess. Yeah.
And which one like really like stood out to you the most, like at the time, I guess, and if it's something that you're still big into that really got the biggest hook in you.
Man, I guess that's a tough one. Well, it's really funny too, because now the thing that I do the most off stream as a hobby or even as a profession is my nail art, and that ended up coming much later and like becoming something that like, yeah, this is a hobby, but I would enjoy doing this because you get to talk to people every day, you get to form client connections with people and learn their story and tailor their hand care to their needs. That was what stuck and got its hooks in me, but I wasn't specifically into nails really ever as a hobby as a kid, so I don't know. I guess it's hard to say.
Darren asked, does Jen like boogie woogie or classical type of piano compositions?
Oh my gosh, I mostly was classically trained, but I really admire, oh my gosh, jazz improv piano. I took jazz piano lessons for a bit, but it was actually after I graduated high school, or like the very end of high school. I was busy and I didn't put as much effort into it as I should have, but I have some of my like chord progression books still, like jazz chord variations and modifications. It gets really cool. It gets sciencey the way that jazz musicians work.
That's awesome. Annie said the first time she saw you was when you were doing nails.
Yeah. Oh, Annie. It's something that we have done pretty much every single month. We've had at least one monthly manicure Monday, or at least a nail art stream of some kind. That was our very first community redemption, like goal milestone. I think it was 100 followers. When we hit that was when we did our first self-care stream.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And I did nails, and we did like a face mask, and it was a really really nice time.
Yeah. And you're a certified like nail tech too now, right?
So I don't have my license yet, but I have my hours from schooling. I have 600 hours of schooling, and fully studied up and ready for the test. It's been interesting transferring my hours since I recently moved. And then testing was shut down for a little bit because of the pandemic. So it's not a great time to be an in-person nail tech, but the business is still going as long as states allow it. And it gives me time to focus on like my online nail art and my I don't know, social media for my nail art page, stuff like that.
Cool. Nandy, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey,
Hope
Nandy.
you're doing well. So basically, with like the class you took for like going to nail tech, because this was like essentially like the next step like post like previous career too, right? Like you weren't you in like another career at the time and then decide you wanted to step away from that?
Yeah, I don't go into a whole lot of detail, but basically I graduated high school. I chose a really strict and rigorous career. We'll call it a 9-to-5, and I did that for like I studied for it and trained for it in college, and then did it for like 5-ish years after college. Came out of it, wanted something completely different, wanted to get back to arts and something where I could really express myself in my job and have more flexible hours. And yeah, the pay and benefits isn't as good, but I had felt really trapped.
Yeah.
So I followed my heart, and it's scary, but it worked out for me. It was the right choice for me. Yeah.
It's all what's most fulfilling to you, right? Just if you're not happy in whatever career you're in, like even if the money is like real good, sometimes you have to make that jump. I mean, I have friends in general that like even just wanted to make that jump because like they knew it was like a risky thing at the time, but they really wanted to like get their own business going, or they just wanted to, like I said, be like more fulfilled with what they were doing. So you're like, all right, this is the time. I gotta do this, and it's been working out for them. So I'm like super stoked for them, and yeah, I'm seemingly that seems to be the case for you too. You seem to be doing really well. I mean, despite like how insane this year has been, and but you're able to get your, especially with Twitch, you're able to get your creative output on there. I'm
much happier. I'm much mentally healthier. I feel like I'm doing something that aligns with who I am as a person, and I have a choice in it. I can leave if I change my mind, or I want to alter it in some subtle way. And I didn't have a family to support or feed or any ties of any kind. I had people in my career field that were like, how could you ever, get out and leave with the benefits that we have? I'm like, now's the time. Like if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it when I'm not putting anyone else's well-being in jeopardy. And for those people, their heart is maybe with other passions, but it's also with their family. So they're doing like following their heart because they're sticking with something stable. And I was like, that's not me, and that's okay. I'll be fine. It's okay. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Some people were baffled, but I think I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
And I think I love to get questions from people of like, how did you do it? How did you know it was the right thing to do? And I don't know.
Just kind of hit you to a point where you're like, it's now or never kind of thing, right? So, but like I said, I'm glad that it seems to have been the best choice for you, and you're doing much better now, and that's what matters.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
But
oh, you guys, I love the comments too. Yeah, Darren, personal happiness is worth mountains of gold, and hearts are meant to be followed. Yeah. Exactly. That's how I feel too.
Feel deep in your soul. It's hard to describe the feeling. Yeah. Exactly. But very, very wholesome chat going on right now.
Yeah. It's a human talking to a human. Hey, Dub.
Welcome, Dub. I hope you're doing well, buddy. But yeah, so a little brief look at your background, but you're an avid gamer. I mean, that's a big escape for you. You do it a lot on your channel. What were some of the ones that you...
Oh yeah, talk about hobbies that stuck. It's not the arts per se, but gaming has stuck the whole way through. Absolutely, that's always been there. And yes, gamer mode. I guess when we're talking about like arts, that does not come to mind, but Twitch and everything with streaming is artistic in a way, creative expression.
Yeah, I mean, you have it's an output for you, regardless of like what you're doing, whether you're gaming, whether you're you're playing music, whether anything, and that's what's so cool about the platform.
Yep.
But yeah, what were some of your favorite games that you grew up with?
Oh my gosh, I'm glad you asked. Look, we can even do like the little side view to the Game Boys behind me. I was obsessed with Pokemon Blue. That's the first like console that was my game, right?
Nice.
My brother got Pokemon Red on his Game Boy.
I
got
too.
Pokemon Blue on my Game Boy Pocket. Sorry, what was that?
I said I had Blue too.
Oh yeah, I was a Squirtle. starter, and I loved it. I grew up with CD-ROM games, with PC games, with watching my brother play PC games and my dad play PC games, moving on to watching my brother play Super Nintendo, to me attempting some Super Nintendo games. I was not, like, I don't know that there's one that ever really stuck, but I'm revisiting lots now, which is fun. And to our N64 that I still have to this day. We actually did like a whole game collection stream once where I showed all my N64 games that I was able to hang on to, and still have StarCraft and Warcraft CDs. Nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie were big favorites that, like, when I started being able to beat games on my own, and it wasn't just me watching my brother, it was me playing the game. Those will always be my most nostalgic favorites. Link's Awakening on Game Boy. We have every version of that game, but that was the first Zelda I beat on my own, and had to ask my brother for a couple hints, some help in places, but I did it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, those are some early faves.
Link's Awakening is like top 3 Zelda for me, like the original one. I didn't play the I don't own a Switch yet, but I take it you played the remake.
Yes, I played the original and the remake. The color one that was so exciting with all the new colors.
Like the DX one.
Yeah, exactly. Colors, like it was different from the original, but still not quite the full scale spectrum. But I mean, if you look at just the Game Boy collection going from the original to, you go all the way to DS, the strides are pretty drastic.
Yeah.
The improvements.
Yeah. I didn't have like a massive Game Boy collection. I had I think the Donkey Kong Land games, the Mario Land games, the Kirby games. Kirby's always like my, like, you know, if I'm like having really in like a tough spot, like mentally, like Kirby's like the perfect, like, you know, need something to feel good. And Ivis Bean, thank you for the follow.
Oh, Ivis, hello.
Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you tuning in.
Kirby 64 is one we recently revisited on stream. That was such a good, like, heartstrings nostalgia throwback. Yeah,
that was a really good one.
Kirby's are good ones.
Yeah, I had never played that until this year too. But it was cool, like, being able to combine powers, which I guess it's the only one that's done that, which is interesting.
It's awesome. It's so creative, and everything has a little animation that goes with it, and it'll look like, here's just the, I don't know, the one spike combo, and then you double it into the same animation but bigger. It's very creative. It's very well done.
So you definitely, I guess especially lately, you've been in quite a nostalgia kick with like N64 stuff in general too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think if you had to, like, my channel is just variety of every kind. I don't even know if I could say anything other than we just try a little bit of everything. But if we had to put it in a few different categories, I would say nostalgic games, mostly N64 nostalgic games, peaceful games, like games without combat, or games where, like Terraria, where there's combat, but you can also sit and explore and mine and farm, and things like Stardew. And then I guess like our self-care and our music. Those are like the 3 categories, but then I'm throwing all kinds of new things into the mix lately that don't fit any of those.
He's asked favorite Kirby 64 power.
Oh, that's a hard one.
I'm kind of blanking right now on like the combined. I mean, it's still like that game's still so fresh to me that like it's just, I don't know.
I loved the electric, the way what are they called? Oh, I just recently looked this up too. The blue and green with the little yellow electricity balls on their heads. When you capture those, you get like this spark thing around you. I like the light bulb one. That's a fun power in Kirby 64. And then there's one where it's, I think, electric and rock, and you basically have this huge wrecking ball
Oh,
that just
yeah,
follows
yeah.
you around. That one's really good.
That was pretty funny. And you've been playing like don't you have like the hookups, like the HD hookups for your N64 too? So you're playing like with the original hardware on your channel too?
Oh yeah, it's sitting right here. The controller's over here, but the console is all hooked up, and it's all plugged in. But the originals, we have
awesome.
all of me and my brother's original controllers, original Rumble Pack.
That's awesome.
I still have my memory pack that you used for only certain games where you had to like
Put your
have
save
a
in
storage file. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you that recommended that, Mitch. All the credit goes to you.
I see a Donkey Kong 64 question. I do have it. I did play it. I never beat it, but Donkey Kong 64 was fun. I watched my brother play quite a bit of that one. He liked it more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the Battletoads question too, Darren. I didn't play Battletoads until this year, until friends hooked me up with some original Nintendo and Genesis and real old school games.
So you have like the original hardware for that stuff too, or do you have like some like clone systems that you play on that, or are you just playing the ROMs?
Just playing the ROMs, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, some good throwbacks, absolutely.
Nice. And yeah, because you mentioned Banjo-Kazooie, which fantastic. Like the original's absolutely fantastic, and like I've been having the itch to play that one again, but I don't own an N64 anymore or Xbox or anything, so I'm just, it's like someday I want to, if I have the means, I'll do that. But what's about that game that's so endearing for you?
It's I don't know. It's just so fun. I always preface it with the humor did not age well. There are some things about the game that didn't age well because 90s, early 2000 games. But once you get into it and you start playing it again, you're like, the worlds that they build for you, every time you open up a new level with a theme, you're like, oh, I can't wait to like explore every corner of this area, find every Jiggy, talk to every character. It feels fun to play. You're always like going through each level, you're waiting to get to Click Clock Woods because you remember how fun the music is in that and you want to climb that giant tree. I don't know what it is about that game. I just really love it.
It's so good. Yeah, I love the way that they had the characters talking in that game.
Yes.
Like the sound of like
yeah. And it's funny that we're talking about this too. Mom the Human is in chat today. She watched us play these games too, so she knows exactly the voices from that, and she's like, "Oh, I remember the annoying voice acting." And she has memories of us playing most of these games, which is pretty fun.
That's funny. And of course, I'm sure you know, obviously Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask probably too, and Mario 64. What other? You have like a pretty big collection of games for that system.
Yeah, it's a decent collection. Star Fox 64, that was a huge one, big favorite. What you just mentioned, I didn't beat Ocarina of Time until later on, maybe high school. It took me a while to come back to it and do it on my own, but I watched my brother play it. I watched my brother painstakingly go through Majora's Mask. I attempted Majora's Mask, but man, I was never into the timer. I hated it ticking down the hours on me.
It's because you have to do it's because you have to slow down the clock. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, you have to you have to mess with time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Tim the brother, welcome. Hey.
Tim the brother,
another
welcome
family appearance. That's my brother.
Oh, welcome in Tim.
Chat here too. Yeah, Mom the Human hated when we played it.
The voices drove her crazy.
What Ocarina of Time areas stand out in your memory? Fishing. I would go on my brother's save file and put on like the best outfit, which is so silly for, a little girl playing video games, but I would put on like the red tunic and the heavy boots and I would go fishing.
So your favorite fishing mini game?
Yeah. By far. And I loved Gerudo, not Gerudo Fortress, the desert. The Spirit Temple. I loved that. That always stuck out in my mind. And Twin Rova, and they had these cool gems on their foreheads. I thought the characters were cool.
Cool. And Tim, thank you for the follow as well.
Oh, right
Appreciate
on.
it.
Yes, Darren, I did steal his hat. Yes, and I got the bobber and or the lure.
Spirit Temple is best temple. Yeah, it's definitely up there. I played through. Have you played Master Quest at all?
I have not.
You have
No.
not. So it's essentially the same game except the dungeons are remixed, which it's oh, it throws an interesting twist on it. So like a lot of the puzzles are like very big brain.
Okay.
So it's like, well, I guess I'll just say like one of them, but like, in like, what's his name? Gabu Gabu? Is that I forget the
Jabu
Jabu
Jabu.
Jabu. I don't know why I completely
It's
messed
all
up his
good.
name, but yeah. So usually you have like just like regular switches in like the main temple, but then in this one you have like cows that are like sticking out of the walls, and you have to like
Oh,
slingshot them to like make the doors open. And it's like it's so random.
what an odd remix. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not played Master Quest. That sounds fun.
But yeah, there's like a lot of like little things like that they'll like pepper in each dungeon, and like they're like the layout's completely different. And I mean, I highly recommend it if you have a GameCube.
I don't have a GameCube. On the list of like, dream list of collection of consoles, if I could, I'd have all the Nintendo systems ever. But maybe someday.
And and of course, especially as we were talking about, your just your love for retro games in general, anyway. And Aote rating with a party of 11. Welcome
Hi,
in,
Raiders.
friends. How's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm KoppsCast. We primarily play RPGs on here, but here every other Thursday we have an interview with a different content creator. Of course, this week we got the one and only Jen the Human.
Hi, friends.
Let's see, Aote, how's your stream? How's it going? Hope you've been
Ooh,
well.
Alien Isolation. Scary
Oh,
game.
thank you for the shout out, Darren. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Jordo's playing that right now too, and it's very very spoopy.
Yeah.
How's your playthrough of that going, Aote? And yeah, thanks so much for bringing your community over. I appreciate it. Yeah. I need to pop into your channel more. But yeah, hope you've been well. It is a lot, Monka.
It's a lot. Oh my goodness.
She screamed so loud she scared her dog into barking. So you played that one too, Jen?
I've watched a couple of playthroughs. I'm learning I really can't do scary games.
No.
We played Inside, which was creepy,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like someone's chasing you and you're running away and it's timed and like that stuff I can't really do.
Just playing spoopy alien game. It's so much fun.
But that's awesome. Yeah.
Back to the interview. I appreciate it.
No worries.
But yeah, so I was about to ask you, because we were talking, retro games in general, and especially because you've been on you're mostly a bit of a kick. You've been doing Hollow Knight at the moment too, but just talking about your affection for N64 especially, and
yeah.
in some of those games. So what is it about like some of those older games, like retro games that that are more appealing, that can be more appealing to you compared to like a modern title? Like what are some aspects from like an older title that makes you want to go back to those as opposed to jumping into just like another new game?
I mean, I have yet to play an N64 game, at least to stream an N64 game that I never played as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So of course the appeal is, I want to remember these little things. Like we played Yoshi's Story on stream, and the music and the sound effects just killed me. Like it instantly transports you back to like Saturday morning, waking up before your parents, going downstairs to play on the N64. And I think because there was no Steam yet, and there was no having this like massive collection on your PC yet.
Mm-hmm.
You only had the CD-ROMs or the cartridges that you could afford, that your parents, you know, maybe bought you for your birthday, that you could pick through. So I would just be going through and say, yeah, let's play this one. And maybe it's not the most enticing, like best game ever, graphic story tailored to my interests, but I played it. And I think as a kid, you're so much more forgiving and like, yeah, I want to give it a shot and try to find all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And so revisiting those, just remembering how hard you worked to get there. I love streaming it because we always get somebody that comes into chat and goes, "Oh, what a trip down memory lane.
Yep.
Oh, I loved this game as a kid." Like I love hearing that. You
Yeah.
know, we all bonded over it. We all like I rented games at Blockbuster, and it's just fun. It's the same reason people love watching their old favorite TV shows and
Yeah.
reading their old favorite comics, and it's comfortable and it's familiar and it's wholesome, and it's just a good time.
Definitely. I'm like that, popping into new channels or other channels that like I'm newer channels that I visit that are playing Chrono Cross.
Yes.
And I mean, but it's funny because like I'm, you know, there's some like you know, if you jump in the chat and they'll be like, oh, you're, you know, this is a favorite of yours, and of course then you start gushing about the soundtrack and other things about it, and then you'll get other people that come in and you're like, yeah, this was like my favorite game ever, you know, growing up, and it's funny for like some of those games that will, you know, will bring a lot of folks together.
Yeah.
But
Mel loves Chrono Cross. Oh, I was hoping we would touch on this game. No, it is that one's a funny one because you get people that are, I mean,
it's divisive.
Like me. Yeah, it's very divisive, and I'll be like, oh, I love this game so much, and then you find other people are like, yes, who's your favorite character? What's your favorite song? But then, you know, it's divisive. There's also some very valid critiques of the game.
It's either me who hates it or everyone else who likes it.
No, that's not true.
No.
Well, and I played it later, right? I did not play Chrono Trigger first as a kid, and then like anxiously await Chrono Cross to come out and be like, oh my god, Chrono Trigger's the best, I can't wait for the sequel, let me get my hands on it, and then play Chrono Cross and get disappointed by it. That was not my story with it, so I have a huge bias towards just playing it as a standalone game and being obsessed with the characters and the graphics on the PlayStation and the music. So it's very different when you're playing them in order or not, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, funny enough, I actually had my buddy Super Handy. He was the last guest I had, and he's a Chrono Cross speedrunner.
Oh, nice!
Because he had
what category?
It's any percent good ending. That's what he does.
Nice. That's very cool.
He's like number 4 in the world right now, and he actually did a race with because you know Keat, right? Keat Ketchum.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's one of Darren's buddies.
Okay.
But because he runs Trigger, and like they did this race like together. Like Keat was on like a different team, and then my buddy Super Handy was like on a different one, just waiting during the relay race, and his team ended up winning, so that was cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Radical Dreamers is on my list of games I'd love to play someday, and I don't know how or where or when, but it just and of course Chrono Trigger is on my list to stream. I want to re-experience it, play it, not just watch my brother play it, and fully invest in learning the story and like connecting the stories all together, because I think that'll be so fun. And Charlie's lore, my OC. Her lore comes from I tied her into Chrono Cross somehow, some convoluted way. I put her into that story, so it's fun.
She's in the Chrono 3 game that Square just won't put out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I swear, like, every E3, I'm like, yo, if Square just announces Chrono 3, I'm gonna lose my shit. They're not gonna do it, though, because they don't want my money, so. Yeah, Ghost, Trigger's really good, too. I mean, honestly, like, you can go either way. Like, you can go either way with those games, but I generally will go. Like, even though I say Cross is my favorite, I'm generally like Trigger is the better game. Like, for like story and characters wise, but I don't know, between like soundtrack and like battle system and like some of those like mechanics I like better in that one in Cross, but I don't know, but yeah, so another retro fascination for you for Chrono Cross, and I know you're also big into Final Fantasy 9. You'll always end up bringing that up usually when I'll pop into your channel, and you know whenever you're like if you shouted me out or something.
For shouting out Kopps, I end up talking about Final Fantasy 9. It's just part of the routine now. I know.
So it
was just such a fun game. It was like the same summer, I think, I'd like 8th or 9th grade, where we had gotten a PlayStation secondhand. We never had one. I didn't grow up playing PlayStation games, but those were the games we had, were Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy 9, and I had only watched Final Fantasy games. I feel like this is the perfect day for Tim the brother to show up, because he gets to just get all these shout-outs of me watching him play games. But then this was the first one I played on my own, and it's a massive game. Again, good music, cool characters, chocobos, adorable chocobos with a really excellent mini game.
Yep.
Yeah, I was enamored with that one too. So, but I still haven't beaten it. That's the embarrassing thing, I still never finished it because it's 4 discs. It was so long.
Well, you can get one of the newer ports of it that have like the fast forward feature, so you can just like fly through it.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, and 9's hands down. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's easily like my favorite of the series. Even though I've played like 10 like way more than it, but I definitely am overdue to replaying that one. It's just my favorite cast. Like like Steiner's hilarious. Like, how do you not love Vivi? Like, it's just just a whole lot of feels with that entry. And
definitely it's really funny too. I renamed all the characters because I was like 15 and I was like, ooh, I want to give them all unique names. And I think I renamed everyone from either a book I was reading or a movie I had seen or something like that. So sometimes when I hear Steiner, I'm like, wait, who is that? Because I had learned him like with my name, which now I can't remember what that was either. And I think I was reading The Golden Compass at the time as well, and so I'm pretty sure Zidane was Asriel instead of Zidane, which is so funny. I mean,
that's awesome.
Kids, right?
And Tim mentioned, you bought it off the high school friend. You finally beat Final Fantasy 9 and PS4. Very nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's actually fantastic. The port I need to play through, or that I bought that I've been meaning to play through.
Yep.
Are you going to be playing that on your channel and checking that off your list?
I want to play some Final Fantasies on my channel. I might do 4 because that's been kind of buzzing around with a couple of my friends lately. Mel's here, and he was doing the rando with some friends on his channel for a bit and on Sneak Bike. And I'm here.
Hello, Mel.
I think 4. I think I watched Tim play 4 as well. And 7 has the remake, so I feel like I owe 7 its due course. I had it downloaded or the CD. We had the CD for it for a while, and I think I tried starting it and then just got busy. Busy as a high schooler, but remaster helps. Yeah.
But that'd be fun to see you go through some of that series. And
we don't really do RPGs, which is funny, to kind of get like opposite channel themes going and talk about different types of games. We don't really do turn-based, but I know it gives so much opportunity for talking points and people, again, coming in and saying, this is my favorite game, what do you love about it, here's how I play it. It's a great conversation starter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, turn-based especially is like, I just felt it was like more chill anyway, because you can just kind of like take your time with it if there's no like if it's not like ATB, so you can just kind of like go about it, and then so you don't have to be like entirely focused on the game.
Yeah.
So that's I always found that as a benefit to it, but I'm sure for like some folks though, like especially like jumping into an RPG, if it's like a longer one, then it might feel like it's taking you forever to get through it, but if you like playing through it, then why not?
If we're having a good time, we'll keep at it. And there's always We've taken breaks from games and come back to them. It's okay to switch it up and mix it up and not go in order. We've also stopped games early. You know, I see lots of streamers say, you know what, we're done with the playthrough. That's it.
Mhm.
Sorry if we
Yep.
wanted the end, but it's time to move on.
Yep.
That's allowed too. So
Yep. Yeah. Or if, you know, even if it's a game that's not like clicking with you at all.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple that, like this year. Vagrant Story was one that was like, yo, this battle system, like I'm not digging it. Like it's just impossible to figure out. So like we have to cut this off here, and I'm sure that's happened to you too.
We're talking about nostalgic games, and we replayed Paper Mario for N64 on stream.
Mhm.
I loved that game. I beat that game. Another really nostalgic one for me because I beat it on my own, and I played it over several times, and I got 100 star pieces, and I tried to get all of the badges, and such good memories with Paper Mario. But then when we played it on stream, I was like, man, I've kind of done everything there is to do in this game. I'm not compelled to beat it again. I really just wanted to revisit it, see my favorite characters, hear some of my favorite songs, and I wasn't loving doing turn-based all over. It's like, no, I've done this before. Like I don't love this fighting mechanic for Paper Mario 64, but I loved it at the time.
Yeah.
I just didn't love it as a revisit, I think.
Did you ever do or play Thousand Year Door?
Not yet, no.
Oh, it's so good.
My nostalgic gaming, my kid like gaming skips a big chunk.
Yeah.
Because we had up to the N64 and the PlayStation, and then that was kind of where we stopped getting new consoles. And I started PC gaming too, probably around that same time. We had a Wii for a little bit, so I played some Wii titles that were really fun, and never had a GameCube. I never had a DS as a kid, or 3DS.
Yep.
My brain. So like I'm missing Zeldas in there, and I'm missing Paper Mario's in there, but that's okay. That puts some cool titles on my list of to do for stream and things like that.
Cool. Had it for a wee amount of time. I see
Goodness.
what you did there, Liz. Hitting us with the puns.
Of course.
And Mel said FF7's great. FF4 is really fun because of that Antolin boss. Yeah. Yeah. 4 is a really good story.
line.
I dig that one.
Yeah.
Or am digging that one. But yeah, so are there any through, you know, all the games that you played through the years and stuff, are there any like unforgettable moments that like always like stick in your mind?
That's a good question. Yes, is the short answer. I think the moment when the two moments in Link's Awakening where Marin sings and when the Windfish sings and you finally put all the instruments together always will stick out. I think the moment in Chrono Cross where this is so funny, like spoilers, but not really because it's these are old titles, where Surge and Link switch places, and you're like, oh, that's the cutscene from the beginning of the game. That just blew my mind. As a kid. I don't know. I feel like beating certain. I know. I knew I was gonna get crap for that statement, but here we are.
From the folks that have played the game.
yeah, exactly. For like beating certain levels, like beating certain achievements. I forgot to mention Diddy Kong Racing. I played a ton of Diddy Kong Racing as a kid because I think we owned it, and we maybe never actually owned Mario Kart until later. Mario Kart 64, or we might have owned both, and I just preferred Diddy Kong Racing as a kid. But getting certain races, because you would have to beat the race, and then you would have to go back and do like a coin challenge, and those were hard. And anytime I would get one, I'd be like, yes, I finally got it. Getting the keys for that game that like unlocked new areas and things like that. I don't know. Those are some fun moments. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. Of course, I'd have to say that the Chrono Cross one's one that that's up there for me too.
We share that one, yeah. there's many like mind blown moment for Chrono Cross lore because they just go all over the place. Like they are always doing twists and turns with it. And I don't think I really fully understood the story when I beat it. But that one, because it's so much in the promo and like the intro scene, right? When you open the menu and you kind of watch the first cutscene with all the cinematics, and then you finally start to get some of those cutscenes as you're playing through it is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
We owned Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, okay. I thought we only owned the one. I have Mario Kart 64 now, but I think I bought it secondhand. Yeah. Remember racing the stopwatch? Yeah, TT.
Yeah, I think I played I think I only played Diddy Kong Racing on like an emulator like way back in the day. Never owned it. I was always more of a CTR kid growing up because like I never owned N64. I'd play Mario Kart at my friends' houses, but
yeah,
it's still a blast anyway. Are there certain games that either old or newer that had like a really like big impact on you, whether it was like certain like theming of it that like really like struck a chord with you, or like what or are there like titles that
I see Tim is playing the fact checker. I love it. Let's see, like gaming. Oh man,
'cause I feel like especially like with the slew of like big like especially with like the slew of like big like indie games that really like touch on more like personal subjects that really will like I feel like some of those will really like they'll end up hitting you in the feels like even more. Like Celeste is a game that I always like to bring up, like
sure, yeah.
The metaphor of her climbing up the mountain when she's like trying to get through her personal demons, which she literally which takes form in the game, like it's like
yeah, it's fantastic. I think if we get into newer games, yeah, sure. I don't know that I walked away from. I'm like racking my brain for N64 games that like stuck with me with like a story and a moral and like something about my character, and maybe I'm missing something, but for the most part they were just fun games, and there wasn't. I don't think that was as popular back then to really tie stuff in
to tell like
a whole lot deeper.
Like
maybe I'm missing something there, but definitely Celeste. Oh my gosh. And then at some point we flip over to like PC games, because then I got introduced to Steam and World of Warcraft for a bit, also courtesy of Tim the brother. And it was like I played Machinarium. That was one of the first indie games I played, where you're this cute little robot and it's very wholesome, and you're rescuing your friend and making an escape away from the bad guys. And like new gaming styles, like World of Warcraft, for being introduced to this like crazy world and character building for the first time, that stuck with me because it's such an escape and so much fantasy, and I hadn't really played a game like that before. Yeah, Samros. Ace is doing Redeem Yoo-Hoo because that's another indie game that I love. That's just a cute little explorer. It has fantastic music, fantastic art. You're in it for the immersion, to see someone's art come to life, and you imagine it as just a flat painting, but then you get to jump in and meet all the characters that live there. It's really fun.
That's nice.
Celeste, though, yeah, that one actually really goes deep and gets into mental health, and it just, it hits you because you get to you start getting little pieces. You see Madeline struggling, and you feel her struggle, and you see her with Theo practicing breathing and calming down, and you feel his support. But then you get to their conversation by the fire, and she actually, in a game, for the public, for just casual conversation, she explains what her depression feels like to her. And man, talk about like hitting home, and just being like, that is so cool that she's brave enough to have that conversation, which means I can be brave enough to have that conversation, or I can show this to a friend or a family member and say, I don't have the words for this, but this game kind of touches on it, and maybe this can help explain how I'm feeling. It's really cool.
Definitely a good example how like a game can like, give like that much more of a message,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Awesome. Be welcome in, buddy. Good to see you.
Oh, playing Boy and His Blob, that's a fun one.
Yeah, I redeemed him to play that one. It's so you played the remake then, or you watched like
I
folks
played
play
it the ROM. I played it for Sneak Bike, and I tested. I didn't beat it. I
Oh wait,
created a challenge with it for some other people to race with.
Wait,
Yeah.
the NES one or the Wii one?
Oh, the NES.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
the remake.
This is the Wii one.
So yeah, the remake is because it's on like Steam, it's on PS4, it's on like everything now. Highly
Okay.
recommend it. It's like it's the most adorable game you'll ever play. It'd actually be like perfect for you to play. Like if you ever if you want a new game to play on your channel, there's a dedicated hug button.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
like
love it already.
So yeah, highly recommend that remake. Way Forward did it. They did
Cool.
Shantae
That's
and some of those ones, but yeah, definitely check that one out. And what would you say is like the biggest hook for you for like certain titles, like whether the art style, the music, the story? What's like the main thing that like has to hook you to get you to like keep going through it?
I don't know, the world building, if I can make that, like lump that all into one thing. But I think what kept me like with a game like Final Fantasy IX for so long is just I wanted to see more scenery and more creativity and meet more people that lived there, and you know, hour after hour it kept me coming back. I mean that goes for something like Machinarium, which is a 4-hour playthrough or less. I just go really slow. I've replayed that game several times, and every time I'm just like, oh, this is so cute and touching, and look at this detail in the art over here that I missed. Maybe call it art, I'm not really sure, but that's what really gets me. Even with Banjo, you know, wanting to replay it because you just want to look at everything again and see how they, like, who created that and pieced that together in their head so that you could walk around and experience it firsthand.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, we mentioned or briefly touched on how for like games you're currently playing, you're about 100 hours deep into Hollow Knight right now, which that's one I have on my list, and you know that's very popular game at the moment.
Oh yeah, we haven't really talked about it yet. We've touched on it, but oh my gosh.
But yeah, you're close to the 100-hour mark in that. I didn't realize like how big that game really was. Like, I was like, oh, this is probably like what 20, 40 hours the most, and it's like, no, it's like 40, 50 hours just for like, you know, if you're not like really like searching out everything, you're just like
just purely base game. It's big, and you can play hundreds of hours on it.
Because you have to look around, especially in a Metroidvania, you have to look around like every nook and cranny and like find every secret, which is which is very engaging in those kind of games, and that's just been your gaming addiction lately.
It makes me want to it makes me want to play more Metroidvanias because I didn't know that I loved the category, and apparently I do. It makes me want to revisit something like Donkey Kong Country, which I don't have a ton of memories playing, but I've seen people talk about the secrets, right? 104%, 102%. I'm like, oh, cool. I can go look for breakable walls. Like I can test out my skills of like looking for hidden spots, and I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't know I would get hooked on Hollow Knight, but I am. And I think that's part of it, because you feel so good when you like find a new little secret, a new little spot.
So you never played any of
the Metroidvania eyes, yeah.
So you never played any of the DKCs?
No, not really.
Oh man. one in, I mean, I recommend all three of them, but one's just like classic, but 2 is like the best out of like all of them.
Yeah.
So no, I'd say if you have the means, play through that series. Very, very good.
Try it out. Yeah.
Find all the secrets.
The gong, exactly, Darren. You get this really, for anyone who has not played Hollow Knight, you get this very satisfying gong noise when you find a secret, and it's just like instant mood booster. They really did that well
Mm-hmm.
to get you hooked on finding more of them.
Yeah. I think what's good about that game too is because like, even though I haven't played it yet, like I feel like you know, despite like the many encounters you're gonna have in that game, like I feel like I won't get like spoiled or anything. So it's just fun, just like hanging out and seeing you or any of the other friends, Darren or all the folks playing through it, and definitely seems like
playing
a
it too.
very
Everybody that picks it up ends up hooked on it. It seems not everybody, but a lot of people have just been like, "Whoa, this is not what I thought this game would be."
Just like very much more challenging than it might come off in a sense, but yeah, it looks super fun.
And I think like I started the channel thinking I'm not competitive with games. I like exploring. I like character building. I have still in my channel description like I like fishing and farming and Link to the in Zelda games and Link to the Past in Breath of the Wild. I want to cut grass and collect rupees and bugs. Like that was how it started, and then I think as soon as a game really gets its hooks in me and in a lot of people, you want to be good at it. Like it sparks like, okay, now I'm maybe a little competitive. Like I want to find everything. I want to check off the list of all the items. I'm not just trying to get through it, muscle through it, finish it so we can say we did. I think with Celeste, when we played that, I very much enjoyed it, but I was never really super compelled to get every single collectible. I just was like excited about the story and reaching the summit. And that was great. But now that I've done Hollow Knight, I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back and get the collectibles for that game. Maybe now I'm like a little bit better gamer and I could do it. And maybe I do enjoy a little bit more competitive games than I used to, and I didn't even realize it. So
you're just like engaged to just straight up like 100% this one.
Yeah. I'm trying to 100% Hollow Knight. I don't know how far I am in percentage-wise, because Hollow Knight does this funny thing where they don't tell you anything, and you never really know how far along in the game you are, and you kind of start piecing together like what, when you've reached all of a certain item for certain things. So now that I'm as far in as I am, I'm like, okay, I think we've got to be like somewhere close-ish. So I'm actually trying to finish it up, hopefully this week, maybe next week, because I know that the last boss is very hard, very hard. So
you just
we'll
need, like,
see what my percentage is then, and then we'll go from there and finish off whatever we gotta.
So you just need
finish.
like, before you even like think about hitting the final boss, you need like this many upgrades basically to make sure you can even like stand a chance basically.
I don't know. I don't know. And it's funny because I don't know, because spoilers, right? Like I haven't looked into it. I don't know what it's like, other than I've heard people said, yeah, it took me X number of streams, or I had to do it off stream and grind for a couple hours, or that sort of thing. But
Andy says the competitivity of Hollow Knight, in my opinion, also a function of being viewed. If I had people watching me, I probably would have done more in Hollow Knight. So maybe yeah. So I guess when you're doing it live as opposed to when you're just kind of having a chill time with it, it might give you that competitive edge, maybe. I don't know.
I think so, and I think it clicked for me for whatever reason. The controls felt good. I was getting the timing down, and I had people in chat saying, "You're going fast. Like you're doing good at this game." Well, that makes you feel better, and makes you want to play it more. So yeah, maybe if I hadn't had that feedback, I definitely would have gone slower. And I don't know if I would have 100%ed it. I don't know if it would have held my attention as long as it did. But every time we found like some cool story turning point on stream, and I got to experience that for the first time with everybody going, "Yes, Jen, we're here. You get to see this part now." Like, I'm really glad I have those memories, those videos. Like, I get to keep that forever.
That's awesome. Nothing like a boss being so hard you have homework to do.
Yeah, exactly. Studying, learning the moves, the patterns. Yep.
Also, thanks for also contributing to the 24-hour charity broadcast challenge fund, Rasso and B. Appreciate it, guys. Like, naturally, I watched Jen or Holly unlock the Hive, so I knew that entrance.
Yeah, I did. I watched one streamer in particular play through, and I saw some bosses but didn't know who they were or where they were. and I was more in it to like cheer them on. I wasn't looking for secrets or spoilers or techniques because I was like, oh, I'll never play this game. So it didn't really click. But then I have had like a couple things where I like watched one or two things that I shouldn't have, and it did aid me
on like how to beat a certain boss.
Not so much bosses, hidden items. I had a couple revealed, maybe like one or two locations to check out or go to, or like figure out how to enter into them, that I probably would have arrived at on my own, but it just, we got an extra push.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm sure, yeah, with like a lot of those like insanely tough bosses too, like, you'll be struggling with it, and then you finally get it, and just like that, like, crazy, like, exhilarating feeling you get when, like, you finally get there and your heart's just like coming out of your chest.
Yeah, I love the struggle, because then when you beat it you feel so good, and you're like, that was genuinely hard, and I used my own brain to figure it out. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I wouldn't, at least for Hollow Knight, I wouldn't take tips on it, because I want to do it my way, and I want to prove that my brain can do it. And oh man, except for Trial of the Fool. No, we will get Trial of the Fool, but it's insanely hard. Yeah. You can't buy that feeling. Oh my gosh, exactly.
Yeah. For sure. And outside of talking about like some of the games you've been playing, but like, I guess gaming culture wise in general, were you big into like conventions? Did you do you, before like everything kind of like shut down, did you like attend any of the, like any of those, where like, was that like kind of your thing too, or not really?
Not really. No, we I wanted to go to TwitchCon in 2018 when I first joined as a viewer, because I was living in California at the time.
Oh, nice.
So I thought, oh, I could take some time off and go do this, because I can see the stars. I was watching Jenna Julian and like Choco Taco, and that was pretty much the first two channels I ever discovered what Twitch was. And when I thought about going to VidCon and things like that, because you're in California, might as well try, but it didn't end up happening, and it's expensive, and I think I couldn't get the time off either. But that was it. No, I've never really been into cons. I would be now, but we can't. So someday, it's on my list.
Funny enough, I was gonna ask you like if there was like, I guess we'll jump full on into the Twitch stuff now.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, for like, streamers that got you in, or just like what generally like got you interested in the platform in general. So
I see the comment on Choco Taco too. Yeah, we can talk about what got me hooked. Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
Thank you, Ace. I got you, buddy. We got you.
I found Twitch through YouTube, as many people do. Through Jenna and Julian, because I was watching their podcast, the videos, and through like around the time that I found Twitch, they were playing PUBG a lot, and I was hanging out with someone a lot at the time who happened to be into like PUBG, Rocket League, and what else did I play briefly for a time?
Rocket League's real fun.
Rocket League is pretty fun. But Quake, I think? No. Some crazy game that's like kind of like Halo, but it's not Halo, but you run around and shoot your teammates. Like, okay. I don't know. This is not my genre. We're out of my league completely. Yeah, I played PUBG with friends only, with like friends that I could be on a squad with, because I didn't want to be in like a stranger lobby. I was terrible, but they did this hilarious thing called squatching, like Sasquatch, where they would like take off all of their armor and drop all of their weapons and just hide and like go prone, and then try to be in like the last 2 or last 5 people and just stand up and be like, "Don't shoot me!" It's so stupid. It was so goofy, and it made me giggle, and
So you never played the game, but you just like watched them play the game.
I did play the game.
Oh, you
I
did?
played with
Okay.
my friends. I'm still terrible. I tried. I could never play. I could never practice because I couldn't play on my own. It would always give me jump scares when I would hear, obviously, like a gun going off nearby. It's just not my type of game at all. But it was fun with friends, and you can talk to each other, and they can give you a heads up and warning. So there's more noise than just me sitting silently in my apartment waiting to hear enemies nearby. No,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, because there's some. I mean, I never played it myself, but like I know there's like I have buddies that are into it. And it's basically like like some people will cooperate with you, and others will just kind of rob you and kind of hold you up at gunpoint, basically, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. But I tried it, and that was one of the first games. I think we said it earlier. I joined a game on a Jenna Julian like followers. Here's the game code to join our lobby. I did that once, and it was like way too overwhelming. It's like, oh my god, I'm online.
Yeah.
Starstruck, if you will.
Yeah.
And then I stopped. PUBG wasn't my thing. I fell out of touch with the people I had been playing with. I stopped playing. I stopped watching Twitch for a really long time. And then came back again through Zelda, through finally getting a Switch for Christmas last year at the end of 2019, getting Breath of the Wild, which was not on my wish list. Link's Awakening was on my wish list, right? That goes with the lore. That's my favorite Zelda. I wanted to play the remake so badly, and I played it, but I didn't finish the remake. I was taking a break. I was at the 7th dungeon, and I was like, I need to take a break. This is the hard one. And I started up Breath of the Wild and was hooked on that game.
It's so good.
So hooked.
It's so good.
Yep. So good. And got into the lore. Got into watching Zelda timeline videos on YouTube. Reignited my
Your
love of
passion for the
Zelda,
series.
which I hadn't. Yeah, it got me back into the series because I hadn't played Twilight Princess. I had missed Wind Waker. I had missed Spirit Tracks. I had missed Phantom Hourglass. I didn't get to play any of those. I played all the Game Boy titles. Well, no, I just played the Oracle games. And so now I finally got to come back to Breath of the Wild, and it it's a beautiful game. You all know what an incredible world building that is, and it's cute, and you can play it calmly. You can do what I did, which was like avoid all enemies and walk up mountains and through trees to avoid all the fights and see different things and collect Koroks. And I did all shrines, and I don't know how many hours I have in it. I'll have to check. But then I started watching videos, and I found a couple streamers because of their YouTube videos. And then I made my way back to Twitch. And became a viewer again.
And then ultimately getting your channel going full gear. And what led you to bite the bullet and you're like, let's give this a shot?
I guess I got on the bandwagon of I watched speedruns, right? And I watched people learning the bullet time bounce and the wind bomb techniques in Breath of the Wild, and I had never been interested in like glitches or speed runs or in-game tricks or anything like that. But it gets so many people enamored, right? You're like, whoa, that's such a cool trick. I want to do it, or I want to see somebody do it. And I got on the dog percent speedrun bandwagon. I was like, oh, that's so wholesome and so cute. I want to do this, or at least like I wanted to pet every dog in the game, not just the dogs that give you a treasure. For anyone that doesn't know, the speedrun is like only the dogs, you give them food and the dogs lead you to a treasure chest.
That's awesome.
But I was like, no, there's more dogs than just those, 17? There's like 21 dogs in the game. I gotta pet all the dogs. I don't know. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stream myself playing Breath of the Wild. And then it ended up being, streaming me completing the base game because I hadn't fought Ganon yet when I started streaming. And then we added a couple other games that were wholesome and peaceful and calming. And I decided, okay, I need to make a brand, right? Jen the Human, what is this? What do we do here? And I met a beautiful and welcoming community through Dog Percent, right? I met Acceptable Adam. I'll go ahead and just throw some names in there because we're telling stories. Who came by and actually watched my stream. I was like, oh my god, there's like people that stream that are watching and like in my chat. I need to make this better. Like I need to make this good and like actually try to get good audio and improve what I'm doing, because if people stop by, I need a schedule, I need panels, all the stuff. And I really, that's when I really like dove hard into streamer tips and YouTube videos and asking other people what they do, and brainstorming, what if I get emotes someday, and trying to make affiliate. It didn't start out wanting to like do this to make money. It started out like a couple of my IRL friends would stop by and chat with me while I played Breath of the Wild, but it became something I wanted to work hard at.
Awesome. Also, hello Web Tomato, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
I love those dog emotes.
All the dog emotes. Very good. And so because you of course you said you wanted to establish a brand, and so you had a different name before you were Jen the Human, or what led you to, or what's the origins of the Jen the Human name?
Jen the Human was actually something I had already like branded. I know it's not whatever. I had like put it on all my accounts. I had it since college, 2012. I'll go ahead and date myself. That's fine.
That's fine.
But I had gotten into Adventure Time for the first time, and I think all my my Twitter handle and my accounts were my real name, like my first and last mashed together, and I wanted to rename everything. So Jen the Human wasn't taken. It hadn't been claimed yet. There were like different versions of it because I have the underscore in there.
Yeah.
But I really liked that one, so I went like Twitter, Instagram, and then when I created my Twitch account, it was not taken, so I took it.
I feel like it's like fairly more accessible when you have the underscore in there compared to when you don't.
Yeah, I just like the way it looks. I always had the caps done that way. I know Instagram doesn't let you do caps, but everything else does let you kind of alternate. So it reads the same way Finn the Human does. And I don't know. That's just why I grabbed it. I liked the concept of like I don't know, being the best human you can be, and listening and to all humans, and letting all humans feel heard. And everybody has their own story, where they're coming from. I don't know. I love all humans. I love learning about everybody and what their background is, and trying to imagine what it's like to be that person and have that heart and put myself in their shoes is what it's kind of all about. And it started out as like Adventure Time, but then when I was like, no, I want to do, maybe a blog with this, way long ago, I thought I was going to make a blog, and I was going to find posts about cool human stories and post and say, look what I found, look how beautiful humanity is. And I never did that. And then I thought, well, what's my dream job? My dream job is to do something like a YouTuber, where you just get to be yourself and be a human and be flawed and open and honest and share that. And Jen the Human, humanity, and I never did that. And so then I finally joined Twitch, and I actually got a chance to apply those ideas to my channel.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome, an awesome way or direction you took your channel to, and of course you got the human race community too, which is fantastic name for it too. Thank you. Just like everything, like all the aspects of your channel, like human kindness, like that redemption. I always love to just do that, just because it always makes you feel warm whenever I redeem it, and you're
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope it does. I hope it makes everyone feel warm. It's I don't know. It's
human kindness for me. I'm trying to think of like how it goes. Human kindness from me.
Oh yeah, from me to you. Yeah. Exactly. And then Twitch is massive, and I know there's other people talking about humanity and the human race, and it's very hard to like find the humans of Twitch, but I think we have a good thing going, and we have a following, and it's caught on, and it never gets old.
Yeah.
I will always love that channel. Point Redemption, it's the first one we ever had, and it's here to stay. Some other ones have fluctuated and cycled out, and we're hard to keep up with. We used to have Human Humor. You are missed Human Humor, but I had like a massive list of puns, and I didn't put a limit on how many puns we could redeem per stream. And I ran through the list, and I was like, I don't know, I can't go to we tried a random like joke generator, a pun generator, and they were repeats or they were like really, really bad. So we just let new people in the channel know that we appreciate Human Humor, we love puns, and they flow through chat every stream. We get so many puns.
Nothing wrong with puns, right?
No, I love wordplay. I love like bad jokes and dad jokes and everything in between. It's very wholesome. I'm into humor that's just stupid and like anyone can appreciate it.
I feel like I'm always just defaulting to like the same like dog joke, like, you know, like someone posts a picture of like their dog just like wiped out. I'm just like, yep, definitely had a rough day, you know.
Yes, exactly. No, they're fantastic.
Yeah, and yeah, so you know, we mentioned that this year was the year you finally like, you know, you made the jump of like taking streaming seriously and stuff, and now here we are, you know. End of the year already, almost a year of being full-time, or not full-time, but of being consistently, like, regularly streaming.
Yeah.
On your channel. How's your journey been, or what's your overview of like how things have been going with your channel been through this calendar year?
We started the schedule, I think, early to mid-March. So yeah, it'll be a calendar year of affiliate and like scheduled streaming in March. It's I don't know. I like don't have words for it. It's just been a roller coaster. I am very grateful. We found people very quickly who wanted to be a part of this, who were interested in the same things, who felt at home, who felt comfortable, who got it, like what I was trying to create, which was calm, relaxing streams, still entertaining, but our focus is not like super high energy, lots of fast paced turns. We just are here to like make you feel like you can let your guard down. And I've had people come in and say that they fall asleep to the stream, which is great, or they have it on in the background, which is great. And I don't know, I was hoping I would meet people like me that wanted that. That was what I thought, like, let's make some friends who want the same thing, but I did not think it would become this. We did community streams, we hit milestones, we did singing. I did my nails on stream. Like, I never thought that would be something that I did for this channel. I thought that was just, you know, my career. I was going to be a nail tech by day, streamer by night. And I don't know, people were into it. People were like, yeah, sure, we'll let you do nails on stream. And people that have never got a manicure in their life would show up and be like, yeah, I want to see you paint this nail like this color. It's great.
I mean, for a lot of folks, like, you know, especially like in your community, like, I'm sure it's the case with everybody. They're there for you now. They don't really care like what you're doing, you know, even if it's like not a game, like for folks, if it's a game they haven't played, or yeah, if you're just doing, you know, you're doing your nails on the stream, you're doing anything else, like they're there to support you.
For me and for each other, because the fun thing about streams is, or at least the corner of Twitch that I have found, is you go into chat and it feels like you're walking into a room and you're saying, hey, so, you know, hey Ace, hey Darren, hey B-Cops, and everybody is responding. And you feel like you're greeting people as you see their name and you realize that, hey, they're there also. I don't want to not say hi. That would be rude. I know them. So like catching up with people and meeting others, you know, we'll all, like a clump of us will show up in another chat and go, oh yeah, it's the human race. We're here too, like watching somebody else's stream. So
yeah, for sure.
We're there for that and not so much, the game that we're playing or the activity we're doing. You know, we've changed plans. I I love sticking to a schedule and a plan and giving people a heads up and expectations. I hate changing things last minute, but we have changed plans. Everything was fine. People are so supportive and nice to streamers, and they're like, Jen, follow your heart, do what you need to do, take a break, play a different game, stop the playthrough early. Like it's fantastic. And to me, it's like, oh, I don't want to be unprofessional and not do what I said I would do and follow through with this schedule that I set. But I've always had a good reason to not follow it and let everyone know why.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you need. I mean, I did that this week too. Like, sometimes you just need, like, you know, you have a lot going on in your personal life. You're just there's a lot going. I mean, I wanted to touch on, you know, because I know how much you're big into like self-care and positivity and stuff. So I just want we'll touch on that in a little bit. But you know, sometimes you need to, you know, take care of yourself. You need to just. There's nothing wrong with, you know, with taking the day to yourself, or just changing things up, or doing things, or trying different things that you normally wouldn't do. But you know, but everyone's
it's a very forgiving outlet, and it's, again, like we talked about, switching careers and changing it up. This is amazing. Like, my training and my past is like, stick to the schedule, be professional, be on lockdown, like be reserved, and nothing breaks. Like, the world doesn't end when I don't do that, and I can just breathe, and I'm not dreading going to work or dreading starting stream. I'm not nervous about it, you know. Maybe like a couple streams, like singing streams, and some are crazy things that are like big goals, like charity stuff. I was nervous beforehand, but as soon as we start and I talk to people, it just goes away, because we're just being ourselves. And I'm grateful to have some public speaking experience and some, I guess, stage time from singing and things like that, that I don't get a whole lot of stage fright, and I can just hang out, which is great. Yeah,
and like you said, you've done the music stream, you've done you did the charity one. Like, other ones that stick out in your mind as being like your favorite ones that you've done this year?
Oh man, Abzu always comes back in my head as a favorite stream of the year, because it was one of the ones where I turned off Facecam. I was having a pretty low day, and I think we had planned to play Abzu ahead of time, but I'm not sure. Maybe I was planning on playing something else and we chose Abzu instead. And it wasn't a blind playthrough. I had played it before, but I wanted to share it with the community. And I was like, this is exactly the type of game that I want to do here. It's beautiful. It's relaxing. There's no real goal other than to just follow the story and see where it leads you. And we had this great conversation going the entire time. I don't know, there were maybe like 7 to 10 people in there, but everyone was there for the whole stream and supporting each other and saying like, wow, this is so relaxing. And I was so grateful that I had thought I wouldn't stream that day, and all it took was me turning Facecam off and playing something calming to be like, I am so glad I streamed today, and now I feel 10 times better. That one will always be a favorite. It was such a cool experience, and I just used it this week. I turned off Facecam. I was like, I can't do this today. I love you all, but I just want to play a game without worrying like what's going on with the background and the lighting, and sometimes you just want to turn off a little bit and and be able to relax. So
nothing wrong with that. Abzu's like super chill too.
Yeah.
Did you play Journey?
Not yet. It's on my list. Yep.
So same studio, I'm pretty sure, or same creators, and then same composer.
Yeah, the music, Yeah. We talked about that during the Abzu stream, because I kept asking. I think I asked it, and somebody came right back with the answer and was like, "It's this person, and you need to play Journey."
Yeah, I think
it's been on my wish list ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, I think their next game is called like The Pathless or something, that's coming out next year.
Oh, that's cool.
Or this year, I think. I know it's like around. It's kind of close to when like PS5 and like next consoles come out next week and stuff, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely intrigued. I don't know. I wasn't sure if like that was something you knew about or something you were.
No, I'm not great at following game news yet. Stuff, yeah. I'm getting better, and I don't like make an effort to tap into things. So I follow like what my friends end up resharing or liking on Twitter, and like I see it through them, like, oh, so and so's excited about this, and now I know that it's coming out. We're very excited for the Pokemon Snap update for Switch. That's on the community's horizon. We will be playing that. We played Pokemon Snap for N64 on stream, and it was another favorite that we've had on the channel.
New Pokemon Snap coming out next year too, I think.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't know if I said some. I was thinking one thing and said another.
I thought you meant you played. You're talking about the old entry.
Yeah, we played the old one, and then as soon as we found out the new one was coming out, like the news was released, gotcha. I was so excited. That one's been on my radar, but I don't think I found it out from like a Nintendo update. I think our friend Meg like retweeted it, and then I saw it, so very excited.
And it's out next week. I'm pretty positive. Next week. Just crazy. Awesome. Were you gonna invest in that system, or no interest?
No, I have so many games already. I have plenty to work with. My next big goal is PC upgrade, because I'm very limited with the types of games we can play anyways, that we can stream with what I have set up. So we'll get there.
Fair enough.
I think but like other moments on stream, summoning Celeste, or the summit, that whole that every time I see somebody playing Celeste and they're doing the summit and they're reaching the top, I want to go in and watch, because it's so hype. It's so fun to watch people achieve that. It brings all kinds of fans of the game together because they just want to see that moment. A short hike. We played another perfectly on-brand game for the channel. It was a recommendation of one of my mods, and we gave it a go, and it turns out that it's another reaching the summit type of a game, and when you get to the top, the character's mom calls you, like your phone rings all of a sudden, you have cell phone reception, and it's your mom. Oh my gosh. And then of course my mom was in chat, and she goes, "Hi Jen." She like just showed up at the same time that the character's mom called them. Perfect timing, and we clipped it, and it was so cute. It was a really, really good game.
Chapter 7 hits B in the fields.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I need to get around to the DLC. It's like top 5 game, like all time for me. It was so good.
Yeah. I do too. I need to get to it as well.
Yeah. So I guess in your journey so far as a regular streamer now, what have been your biggest challenges that you've had on the channel?
Definitely like technical issues. I've made like one big push in the beginning for some equipment upgrades and some setup things, and then I've been pretty stagnant with that setup for a long time. It works really well most days. My quality options are at a cap, which is fine, which is not a big deal. But I think we've had streams that just bum me out so much because we either started a game and couldn't play it, or we're in the middle of a game and it crashed, or something was weird with the audio, even though I did an audio test before a stream. Those hit hard, and it happens to every streamer, and I'm still new. I'm still very new. So I feel like exposed, like, oh, she didn't prepare, she's having all these problems, and it really bums me out, because when things, you're trying to keep a calm face, but when things are crashing on stream, you're like, oh god, do I have to just end stream? Like, do I not even get to do this today? Oh man.
The worst is when it's like things you literally can't control, especially like you're having like frame drops, or like your internet speeds like just tank that night, and just like
Yep. Definitely internet speed issues at my old place. I didn't have any control over that, and I think it was like Friday nights, right? Everyone was either watching TV, streaming, doing something, and my streams would tank sometimes. But I'm really, really lucky. I moved. That's like a huge milestone / challenge with the channel, and my new place has excellent internet speed, much better situation than before. So we've crossed that. We've jumped over that hurdle for now.
Have a good night, Ivis. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Take care. I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah, take care. But yeah, there's always those those technical issues that are seemingly unavoidable. You'll be flawless for like weeks at a time, and then all of a sudden you'll go like a week and it's just like they all just like will just come at you like out of nowhere. It's like, oh cool, my computer's self-aware or my internet's self-aware at the moment. Like,
my webcam is self-aware lately, right? We were talking this before we started the interview.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that creeps up on you. Those were some big challenges. I mean, I've had let's see. Streaming wise, I don't know. We've had, moderation. You have to sit down and figure out, how do I run my channel? Are we going to be 18 plus or not? What are our rules? What are we going to say? This is like crossing the line for us. This is what we allow. This is kind of where we stand. I'm very, very lucky to have met Ace very early on in the streaming journey. Somebody who showed up in my chat that I had met through Adam, and look where we are now. But he helped me establish the kind of rules and community that I wanted, and that I wanted to start from the get-go. That was very, very important to me, was like, I'm going to treat moderation in my channel this way from the very beginning, with no community, so that it's always been established and it's not something that I have to fight for later after we've like got people coming in and saying, well, this is how it used to be. Like, I just want to let people know right from the beginning that we don't stand for certain things, and like, this is how we want to run things, which sounds kind of strict when I say it out loud, but it's just, if you're going to have any type of following or viewers, you want to make sure that you're following the rules, you're following TOS, of course, and that you're setting up the kind of environment that you want people to want to be in, and that you're setting an example for when your viewers go into other streams, and that they're acting like, hey, this is how we do things on this other channel. Why is it not like this here? Or they're just spreading that that behavior.
Mel says anything goes, free for all.
Yeah, just do whatever you want. It's fine.
Yeah. And Shelby, thank you for also contributing to the 24-hour charity broadcast challenge fund.
Yeah, as far as streaming challenges, I mean, that's what comes to mind. We've had some personal setbacks, which has been my cat Beatrix. For anybody that's with the channel knows we love cat cameos, and that's always been like a channel thing. Right there in my profile picture, they are channel point redemptions. But she's had a rough year. 2020 hit everybody hard, animals included. So we've had some medical, vet bills going on in the background, vet visits, and but I don't have to go through it alone, which is incredible that people online know her and get to say hi to her on camera and wish her well when she goes in for her surgery, and wish her well when she has to go in for a treatment. That's I think been the hardest thing personally, aside from like 2020. But
have you immortalized them as emotes yet? I don't think you have.
No, not yet, and I need to. It's been on. There's some long-standing to-do list items, and that's one of them.
But they're doing good now, though.
They are. BB's still. She's gonna be. It's like a long-term thing that we're working through with her. So we're just tending to her every need, and we have a really fantastic veterinary team working with her, so she gets spoiled, of course, and she's dealing with all the medical stuff. She gets spoiled when she's at home.
Give her all the treats.
Yes.
Plus, show when you of course, we love when you show her off the cam too, so
I love it too. I love cat breaks. We just get to chill and talk and admire our furry friends.
You're gonna implement a cat cam pretty soon?
Someday. The thing with cat cam is they don't sit still. They're not cats that just sit in one place all of stream, and I can't really let them into this room because they are chaos and they will knock things over. But more problematic is they bite things, they like cords, and they chew on things. So I cannot have them in here chewing cords in the middle of stream. That would be bad.
Just killing the power. I
know. I don't think they would do that, but like, I want to figure out a setup where they have like designated. It would be nice to have them in the background in a cat bed or something like that. If I can reorganize the space, because people love the cats.
Annie, good to see you. Appreciate the lurk.
Take care, Annie.
Have a good rest of your night. But yeah. And I guess also with your channel too. I guess like ways that you've been things that you've been doing to keep up like community like engagement and stuff, like because you have your Discord server, so I assume you do like a lot of like, do you do like movie nights and stuff in there too, or do you do like a lot of just like community based stuff, like games or like stuff you do with like everybody, or what's the
Sure. The biggest designated like scheduled thing that we do is we watch Saturday morning cartoons every other weekend.
Oh, nice.
So we go in the Discord and I stream whatever cartoon we're feeling that week. We started off with Adventure Time and Steven Universe and what else did we watch in the very beginning? Oh, Powerpuff Girls. We watched Chowder. We watched Dexter's Laboratory. And then, Pokemon. Yes, like Pokemon Indigo League, the Pokemon movie. So we've been like chipping away at some old school favorites. We watched an anime for a few weeks in a row because we wanted to like progress with the story. We watched K-On! And then we watched Rugrats movie, and that was weird. And then we watched Scooby-Doo for Halloween. So lots of fun throwbacks. Oh, and a little bit of Avatar too. That's right. We watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar's so good.
Yeah, I've never watched it start to finish. So some of these things I'm like catching up on childhood, right? Or teenagerhood, or whatever you want to call it. But we have a nice little crowd in there. Pajamas and cereal are mandatory, right? You have to show up with your jammies and your bowl of cereal for Saturday morning cartoons.
What about waffles? Is waffles a fine substitute?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
whatever
cool.
Breakfast item is acceptable. Coffee if you need it. And it's a little early because we have people on all different time zones, and it's a little too early for most. But we get a cute little crowd in there, and I have a lot of fun with it. We're in voice chat, or not voice chat, text chat while we do that. And we've taken some voting. I think we're gonna continue to take recommendations of what people want to see in there in the future.
Yeah, I remember you were talking yesterday on your channel because you said you didn't watch that much anime, but if you ever need recommendations, I got you. B's got you. Jordan's got you.
Absolutely.
We got all the.
Know. One show at a time. I'm not ready to fully immerse myself. And I think, we were talking on the channel of how I'm not ready for like a huge multi-season world built. Like it's gonna take me a little while to get used to the format and build up to it. So
I wouldn't give you more than like I wouldn't give you more than like a 12 episode series to start with.
Yeah.
Or like a couple different shorter ones. But yeah. I mean, depending on what you're into, if you want more like stuff to hit you in the feels, or if you want something more like action based,
absolutely,
we got plenty of options for you. That's awesome.
We do. I mean, I think most Discords have like a game recommendations, TV show recommendations. We throw those around in the Discord. We have this was community involvement behind me. We had some coloring pages submitted for me to color in on stream. We had some drawings that people did, some artwork that was shared. This one is Ace, and so is this one is a drawing of all the mods. And then this is Ivis's Hollow Knight fan art.
That's awesome.
We've got Mistake and Eric working together on this one. This is Mistake's redrawing of a childhood photo. And then this is Loki submitted a whole big like masterpiece to fill in all the different colors bit by bit. So it's really fun. People submitted some art for us to work on stream. Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I think a lot of Discords, you just say good morning every morning. How is everyone? You share good news. You share screenshots of the games you're working through. You I mean, you share good, you like, we do wholesome memes. When I see something cute and gives me warm fuzzies on Twitter, I take it and I put it in the Discord and say, look, doesn't this just make you feel nice for a couple minutes of your day? Hi, Loki. Speaking of Loki, welcome.
Hey, Loki,
in.
how's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good week. Appreciate you popping in. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, it's really cool that you get them engaged that way. Especially, yeah, you having them submit you stuff and yeah.
This wall was so blank
yeah.
and boring before. We needed art for it, and
now
I'm so glad that we have it.
And now you need a bigger board.
Yeah, I know. We ran out of room really quickly.
And you have a whole other wall you can fill out.
I was planning on rotating them out too. Yeah. We also have done it maybe like twice, but I want to do it more, where we either, you know, I'm not streaming. It's an off night, and I just play a game off stream, and we hang out in voice chat, and people can watch me play. Or we could, you know, everybody's playing their own games, but we just hang out in voice chat. I hadn't been using voice chat yet. I hadn't utilized it, but we did one Hollow Knight stream where everyone was able to talk and kind of watch the fight as it was happening, the boss fight, or, you know, contribute hints if I was like, okay, I'm stuck, or how did you do it when you played this, or after I found an item, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found that, how long did it take you to find that? That was a really good time too.
They do that too, except everyone's playing Hades. Yeah,
playing Hades. Nice.
The game that everyone's addicted to right now.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So do you have any particular goals you have for your channel coming up, like going into this next year?
I have some channel goals. I want to continue charity streams. We did Link to Go Fast was organized by our friend Bears and Beats, and that was my first charity event.
Nice.
And then our October event was like a week of streams where our focus was reaching our charity milestone. That was to support Mental Health America, which was great. I had a really good time putting that together. And it was very casual. I just like the fact that Twitch makes it very easy to just say, hey, we're doing this week. You know, today, this stream, you can just link to there's more than one application besides Tiltify, but you can do it very easily with things such as Tiltify, and let people know what you're doing, and pick, you know, if you want to pick incentives, you can. You don't even have to. It's very casual. So I would like to maybe do quarterly, start out with something where we do like a charity stream or a charity week every quarter and go from there. What does PPE stand for? I'm reading Ace's chat. I think he's trying to jog my memory on something I'm forgetting. But that's one of my goals for the channel. Oh yeah, Link to Go Fast. I said that. That was in June.
Nice.
Sorry, getting distracted by chat.
It's all good.
But you guys are helping me remember what we've done.
So just like more of those like in the next year.
Yeah, more of those, or at least like setting up kind of benchmark like timelines where I want to do them, because I always had wanted, you know, set out to incorporate that into the channel from when I started, right? For the betterment of humanity, the human race, giving back to humans, support your fellow human. We have to do this. You know, we have to put it towards charity, and I didn't know exactly how or on what kind of a schedule. So we're getting better at. I want to get better at doing it on a regular schedule.
Cool. And his ultimate goal, you doing stuff on your channel like full time?
It's hard to say right now. I do some other goals. We have like follower milestones I like to celebrate and give back when we get there. So with 100 we did the self-care stream. With 500 we did a big old community night. I think if and when we get to 1,000, that's like a goal for the channel. I just really want to celebrate it and do like an AMA and give back, and which we're kind of doing now. So maybe we can just check that box.
Yeah.
People love long streams. People love 12-hour streams, 24-hour streams. I don't know if I can hack it with a 24-hour, but maybe someday. And then for the schedule overall, my short-term goal, I want to go from, we're streaming at like 4 to 5 hours now. I think I want to get to like 6-hour streams, which is pretty long, pretty, exhausting, tiring.
Yep.
I'm trying to work my way up there, and I think I want to add a day. I think I can, with the way that my life is right now and things in quarantine. I think we can do it.
Cool.
And see where that gets us.
Because you're doing 4 days, right?
Yeah, right now we're at 4 days. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I wouldn't do more than 5. I see streamers that stream every day. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I see streamers that do 6 out of 7 days a week. I don't know how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because this is my chosen, not career, but like outlet, we'll call it. I'm going to give myself a weekend. I'm going to give myself at least 2 days off.
Yeah.
But if anyone is looking for a sneak peek into Jen the Human's streaming schedule in the future, I've been kind of alluding to it for a while and hinting that I want to stream more. So
awesome.
We'll see how it goes. I know the world is closed right now, and if things change and I have to take on some extra work or a different work because of life happening, and then we'll flex and go from there. And I think the channel will follow, and hopefully people stick around whatever schedule we end up having to go to. But for now, this one's been good.
Yeah, I mean, your channel's ever growing. Like your community is just taking off. So I mean, we're here to support you no matter what you do.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very grateful. It's taken off. Certain things just I think are good combinations, and some of it is luck and some of it is finding like-minded people, and picking games like Celeste where you have this like huge connection with people who love the heart and soul of the game, and can watch you experience that for the first time. I think that's when we made a lot of friends. That's when we met Eric, who's our mod and fantastic community member. Like, that was a true friendship formed just because of the game we picked, and that's happening every stream. We're really finding people that connect with other people in the chat and with me who want to stick around no matter what game we're playing. So
cool. And do you have any advice to give folks that are wanting to get their own channel going?
Watch a lot of Twitch. Find streamers that you really like and that like make your heart go, yes, that's what I want to do, that inspire you. What is it about what they do that like drives you? Because you can't do it without drive. And if you're like me, then you get in people's chat, you make friends, call it networking if you want to, but just like talking and really being invested in checking up on people, and like even asking for resources if they do something like that where like their Discord has a streaming tips and advice channel. Those can be helpful. That's the first part of it. Like, make sure you figure out what you want, like what type of community you want and what type of people you want to meet. And then from there, like, there is a wealth of resources and YouTube, and you can ask friends and get advice. I did so much like reading and research first before I ever went to anybody and asked, because I hate showing up with questions when somebody's like, did you look it up first?
Yeah.
Those are, I don't know, that would be my advice, and I would say don't do it if you don't really want to like have the heart for it, because it's I don't know, for me, I couldn't do it if I didn't care.
Right. Yeah, that's good. And I guess one more thing before we jump to the next topic, but
sure, yeah.
I guess this also kind of goes with like your goals you have in general. But do you have like other content that you would like to put out? Maybe like something like on YouTube, because I know we're going to be talking about like to talk about like self-care and stuff that you're always advocating and stuff, but maybe like something connected to that, or do you, I don't know if you had like any like ideas for like that kind of outlet.
Sure. Speaking of researching Twitch and advice that people give you, everybody tells you to get on YouTube, or at least to be on other platforms besides Twitch, right? Because Twitch is not a discovery platform, so you got to put yourself out there everywhere so people will come watch you. But I I don't know. I don't want to just do YouTube because they told me, like, people told me to do YouTube as a
Right.
means to get viewers. No. I get why it's really good advice. If you are trying to grow and to get numbers, then you have to do that. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a community of people that are interested in what I'm interested in, or at least are entertained and accepted, feel accepted by us. Anyways, we there are some YouTube like video ideas that are starting to blossom that I would like to make some highlights of, especially with Hollow Knight, because I feel like it's a game where I can say, look, this is where I started and this is the progress I made, and I think that would be fun. I want to I don't know, other media, like other mediums and content ideas. I am just trying to get back into my nail care stuff because that's what I do outside of Twitch, and I don't know how like I'm gonna integrate it because it's really a whole separate channel.
Yeah.
And it was a channel that existed, not a channel, but an account that existed before I ever started streaming. It would be nice to continue doing that as well. Doing my nails, taking pictures of nails, putting it on Instagram, keeping up with that. If people are interested in just specifically nail care and hand care, to the side. But it's very interesting, like integrating your two lives into one and trying to balance everything. Like, I don't know if I could ever take on a second Twitch channel of just nail art streams. That seems like a bad idea. That seems like a time management nightmare. But I don't know.
Oh, cool though. Well, if you decide that you want to take that route, then we'll have to check that out, you know.
Yeah, sure. I'm always down. I mean, and when we do our nail art streams on my channel, I'm always down to give like nail care advice and just hand care, like not art. It doesn't have to be glitter nail polish, but I like teaching people about their hands and how to take care of them, if they're interested, of course. So yeah,
cool.
Appreciate the support.
And I guess the last thing I wanted to talk to you about, like I said, because you're always talking about like how important like self-care, or just like positivity in general. I mean, you're especially like coming into your channel, you're always like one of the most like positive, most like upbeat, most most happy individuals like on the platform. I feel like it's you know, it's always a delight.
Well, thank you.
But you're always you're always you know, stressing like how important like that is for folks in general. And I've even in like other interviews that I've done, like I've had like MD Fit on, we've talked about like, you know, how important it is to, you know, if you're dealing with like you know, you're struggling with like anxieties or depression and stuff, just like how like important it is to you know, have like, you know, have someone to talk to, have like just like means of like working through it. And I don't know if you wanted to like, you know, go into kind of touch base on that and like your feelings on that topic.
Absolutely. Where to begin? We keep it very welcoming. I want everyone to feel heard. I want it to be an easy entrance, right? You're not bombarded with a crazy upbeat pace or not that that's bad, but I want it to be very comfortable. I want somebody to be like, oh yeah, I could hang out here, this is nice, and I feel like people said hi to me, and you know, I genuinely want people to feel relaxed when they're in there, which is with Hollow Knight, we've had some streams that were not relaxing, which is taking us out of our comfort zone. But I mean, aside from that, like just taking away the message from games when they're stressful, to be like, okay, it's all right, take a breath, sit back. It's okay if we're not good at this. If it's I'm not ever trying to first try a game. I'm not ever trying to like, you know, get it perfect. Um, Tralafu is cozy. But we do our best to make it an environment where people are comfortable, and if they're feeling bad, it's a place where they can come to and forget about that, or it's a way that they can cope with that. And people come in and say, I'm dealing with this today, or I'm having this problem, or it was a bad day, or it was a stressful day. We get a lot of like, it was a stressful day at work, it was a stressful week at work, I'm feeling down. And that's totally legitimate. And it's not all positivity all the time. It's not like, oh, just put a smile on, work is making you a stronger person. It's like, yeah, work sucks. I feel you. I'm so sorry. I hate that. I hope that you can hang with us for a bit and that it makes you feel better, or at least you can tell somebody else about it and they go, me too. We're solidarity. We stress self-care. We remind people, and I see lots of streamers do this because we all sit on our butts all day, stretch, drink water, have a snack, get away from your screen, take a walk. I have a couple people, a B I think is one of them, right, who says, I'm going for a walk, you're on podcast mode.
Yep.
Like I fantastic, I love it. And I see so many streamers who do the same thing, like, hey, I'm cleaning while I listen to you. I have you on, I'm in my kitchen. I'm here, but I'm working on stuff. And I like that about Twitch. I know not everyone is into that, but to me, it's just, there's a crowd of people that are all there that support you. And I don't know.
Share the full human experience together. Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Dishes, cleaning, and dog walks.
May says, I've always appreciated the genuine aspect of Jen. She's positive, but she does not embody toxic positivity. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a big one. I have like the curse / blessing of like the perma smile, and I can't help it. And I also have this like curse of everything's fine, right? There's so many fine emotes on Twitch and memes of like everything's fine and smiling when it's not. I get to like a point where I don't know what to do in a situation other than be like, well, this is how it is, so the smile creeps in and we're just gonna deal with it and laugh about how terrible it is or how stressed we are, but there's nowhere to go from here but up, and at least we're doing it together. I'm very conscious, at least like aside from my perma smile, very conscious of listening to people when they come in, and I try to never give advice on how to deal with a situation, but just say, I'm glad you're here, I hear you, and I hope this feels good for you to be here. Because I don't know what to do, and like I don't want to ever say something like, go do this, see this, tell that person this. Especially with streaming, it gets kind of dicey where you're not at a position to like get involved with people's personal lives if you don't have all the information. And I just want to be like a sounding board or a shoulder for you, or like something in the background while you're working through things. And we try to provide resources too, if we know like, hey, so and so's dealt with that, or hey, this is a website you might want to read. That's what we try to foster.
And it's always because you never want to butt into their business if they're not comfortable, of course, but at the same time, because like I for one, I know I'm generally like, if I see someone pop in and say they're going through a tough time, and it's like, if you need an ear, I got you, and I can, and just like, if you're going through like a certain thing that I went through, then I can like relay like my experience with you that way, and just give you that assurance that everything, you'll be fine, you'll be all right. Like, but it always, there's nothing wrong with coming to somebody and just letting it all out. It's it helps. It's better than keeping it bottled in and just sheltering yourself, and just, I mean, especially like during these times when you're like rarely leaving the house anyway, and like for me that was like my escape, like just getting out of the house, just like hanging out with friends, just completely like just distracting myself from like those anxieties and stuff. But but you want to do what you can for like all the friends that that are going through that, and you see, generally I'll see like anyone on Twitter, they'll post something, and I'll message them and be like, hey, if you here, if you need anything, you don't have to tell me what's going on, but just you need anything at all, just please just let me know, kind of thing. And just it's sometimes even that can do a lot. So.
Or Ace is saying the classic, it's okay to not be okay. Like, if you don't need anything from me, or there's nothing that you really can do, you're just not having a good day, you're down, that's all right. You're allowed to just be bad and feel bad for a while, and that's allowed. Absolutely allowed. And that's what happened to you, I understand why you feel bad. Of course, it's only natural. I'm not going to tell you to try to take it in stride and smile and make the best of it. You're allowed to just be like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Being a human sucks. Sometimes it really does.
Yeah. It is. Especially like this, the way that this year's been, just the way, our the way that our things have been happening in our country and whatnot, and not to get into like politics or anything, but it's just it's things get crazy, and even just like in your personal life, things can get crazy, and but, you'll get through it, and if you never need anyone, like you always got friends that are always there to support you in any facet you need, or just you don't need to go through it alone if if you're willing to just to open up in that sense. But
and I think with that comes, again, channel moderation, or it's also with the toxic positivity comment, we keep it a place where if you want to be here and participate and contribute and listen and respect, it's open arms. Of course it is. It's a mutual agreement. This is our community, and it's not that people who come in that don't want to do that aren't heard and aren't respected, but oh man, I mean, it just, we have a whole like community thing too in the Discord where it's talking about etiquette and streaming topics, and we keep out we moderate and like keep the space like, hey, if you don't want to follow the rules of the channel and be respectful of other people's wishes this might not be the server for you, the channel for you, and that's okay. There's lots of streams out there. My stream is not going to be everyone's style. It might be too calm, it might be boring, it might be the wrong type of game, it might be the wrong type of play style, it might be that our topics of conversation are just not things they're interested in. That's totally fine. I never understand why people want to come into a Twitch chat and say like, I hate this, I'm not enjoying this. Like, okay, that's fine. I have very thick skin. I have yet to meet a nasty comment that like gets to me, because it's just, whatever, you can feel that way. I don't know. I don't understand why you need to tell me that here of all places. And I think the perma smile is in my favor for that, because I laugh all of it off. And I want to keep my community safe and say, these are people that have put their trust in me, that have bonded with each other. I'm not going to ruin what we have to give attention to somebody that's just hasn't found their place yet. They haven't found their tribe, and that's okay.
Wookie says, I demand you respect my witches.
An odd slip up there, but
Yeah, every human, no matter what in life, has their stuff. So we're okay not to be normal. Yeah.
Who's normal anyway?
Yeah, I know, exactly. As much as I look out for, or try my best to look out for other people, like I still have my own stuff, and you do too, and we're but you still like, you still, me especially, like I just want to I just try my best to look out for everyone, and of course you are as well, and just
I make mistakes too, and it's all this part of like listening and taking feedback and growing and changing and not taking anything personal and going, oh, that is a mistake, we won't do that anymore because it's for the better of the rest of us. I'm only human. Humans make mistakes. And it's a growing and a learning process too, which is great. I love that about this community as well.
Yeah, and they're all, like we mentioned, they're all like super supportive. They're all like everyone, especially part of your community, is just a lot of the nicest humans, should I say? But yeah, it's it's great to see, and it's great to even when I pop in, just see like how friendly everyone is, and and it's awesome seeing that go past that, extend past that into other channels, other communities too. So
yeah.
So all the love, all the
all the human kindness from me to you.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, I didn't have much more to touch on outside of that, but any is there any other things you wanted to, any other things you want to touch on, like self-care in general, or
man, we covered a lot, and the overall message is being forgiving to yourself too. Like we wrapped up by saying humans make mistakes. Don't be too hard on yourself. That's part of self-care. Setting routines for yourself. I know people come in and say, I'm working on a project, and we're like, yeah, work on your project. That self-care is getting done what you need to get done, and we'll encourage you to do that. If you're trying to work right now, we support you working and lurking, and it's just self-care in all forms, like hearing people's goals and trying to say, yeah, you almost met your goal, that's fantastic, and hearing people's taking a break from the routine and giving themselves like forgiveness and a little bit of a leeway, and like, I just couldn't do this workout today, I took a break to take care of myself, and just encouraging that. I don't know, that's self-care. We are hard enough on ourselves most of the time. Our jobs are hard on us, the world is hard on us, so we're very forgiving with each other and supporting of the decisions we're making in our day-to-day lives and tasks. And I think that's part of self-care too.
Yeah. Awesome. Very good points. Yeah, so I think that's all I had for questions for you today. So again, thank you so much for doing this with me today. It's been real fun, and much appreciated. Darren, thank you for the 29 Fireflies. Good to see you. But before we end, we usually I'll leave it open to anyone if there's any questions you want to ask Jen before we wrap up. And of course, thank you to all the friends that came in today and hung out.
Absolutely.
Everyone from the human race community. Everyone that Aote brought in, that Mel brought in. It's been fun. It's been really fun today. like I told,
really appreciate it.
And yeah, like I told you, like before we went live, like this is like one of the most fun things that I've been doing on here, and it's it's been a really fun chat with you, Jen. So.
Yeah, I love the KoppsCast. I can't wait for future guests and to see your growth with it. And I'm glad you're having fun with it and reaching out into other endeavors with your stream. I was honored to be asked and to do like my first guest appearance. It feels so cool. I don't know. I'm just happy to represent our community and answer some fun questions and talk about retro games. And I love the setup of everything. So thank you for taking an interest in me.
and gush a little on Chrono Cross. And Loki,
I
thank
know.
you for the...
getting to talk about myself for a bit and our favorite games. So yeah.
Loki, thank you for the
follow.
follow.
Great time.
I appreciate it. You're famous now.
Exactly. I'm famous now. I've made it.
Her channel's bigger than mine, and she's famous.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Tim the brother.
Yeah, Tim the brother.
You're
Mom,
my favorite brother.
Mom the human.
Yeah, big shout outs to the human family. I mean, we touched on that a little, but some of my favorite streamers had their like families in their chat and watching their streams, and that was one of the things. Like when you take away streamers that inspire you, I was like, oh yeah, I want my family in chat. If I can get them to do it, absolutely. I love that aspect of it. So, it's I'm very grateful.
Yeah. But yeah. Any well, of course, Logie asked, "Why are you so great, Jen?"
Oh goodness.
And B asked, "What games you have on the horizon after Hollow Knight?"
Oh, that's a good question. Because we talked about some like channel goals, but not game schedule. I have it sitting right here. I feel like I keep it here because I keep showing it off. We're playing Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I bought the hard copy. I splurged because I only have 2 hard copy Switch games. This is my 3rd. Nostalgic. It's perfect for the channel. And it's also perfect because, as we talked about, I did not get to play through most of the GameCube and Wii titles. So I have not played Mario Sunshine or Galaxy at all.
Galaxy is... I mean, it's easily my favorite Mario game, so I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's fantastic.
I've heard fantastic things. We're probably going to go pretty quickly through Super Mario 64 because I feel like it's going to be kind of a Paper Mario situation where I played it, I've seen it. It didn't completely capture my heart like other games, but we're definitely going to visit it, and then we're going to go through the other ones after that.
Awesome.
So
yeah. I feel like you might have the hardest time with Sunshine. Just like the mechanics of that game are a little, they're a little divisive, but I think you'll still enjoy it fine. But Galaxy, I think you're gonna have an absolute blast, and hopefully they port Galaxy 2 to Switch. I feel like they'll probably do like a definitive edition or something. Why else wouldn't they bundle it in with those?
Which one?
Galaxy 2.
Oh, okay. I don't even know there was a Galaxy 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I was definitely a Zelda kid, so we're Oh, I did play Odyssey. Yes, that was a really, really fun one that we played on stream, Jordan. I loved Odyssey. Mm-hmm. And then after Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I believe we're diving into Chrono Trigger finally. Ooh, I'm yes. So excited for Chrono Trigger. I'm actually gonna dive in and commit to it because I feel like there's a lot of RPGs that I'm like, maybe someday I'll do it, but it's time.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you if you had finished that to completion through when you're growing up, but that's awesome.
No, Tim did. I did not. I started it. I got stuck very early with a boss in oh my gosh, after you time travel and you're still hungry, and you're in that broken down warehouse, there's some crazy boss, robot boss in there that I kept dying to over and over again. So I didn't reattack it yet, but we will. Right. We will.
I will be there for that.
I'm glad to hear it. And then I think, we talked about sprinkled in there is going to be the Pokemon Snap new Switch version. We always do revisits. We play, kind of part of our routine with Stardew and Animal Crossing revisits. We're probably gonna play more Hollow Knight and come back and do some challenges with it, just because I already know I'm gonna miss it and want to come back to it. And I think that's it for now.
I mean, it's a good chunk of stuff. Too many games,
too little time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have this whole shelf right here of just sealed games that I'm trying to get to. So I feel that.
Yep.
But yeah, excited to see Hollow Knight randomizer.
Ooh, can I throw in there before we wrap up? We did not talk about. I got to do a quick plug for for Sneak Bike, if that's okay.
Yeah. Actually,
I was hoping
that
we
was
could talk about Sneak Bike today.
I'm sorry, that was on my list, and I just completely yeah. So if you wanna go into Sneak Bike and
Mel, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but we didn't really fully dive in.
What is Sneak Bike?
What is Sneak Bike? Oh, I love our tagline. When I did we're gonna do a backstory. When I did the Link to the Past randomizer back in June, with Bears and Mel and Kaz and Webb coaching us and Rascal coaching us and so many friends involved with that. They were behind the scenes of that event, also working on like a different type of rando race, or just a race situation. And how that has evolved is Sneak Bike is a community channel that is several streamers that come together, and we do our main event on Saturdays, which is these mystery races. And so we'll have 4 racers that come in to participate, and they don't know what games they're going to be playing ahead of time. So the first time I ever raced, I'm sitting here at my desk, headphones on, but you can't hear anything because you don't get to talk until the end with the commentators. And you open the file and you get your first game, and you have to play through, and it'll say like beat the first level. And you get 3 games. Each game has an objective. You complete the objectives as quickly as you can, and then you move on to the next game, and we declare a winner. It's a really fun time. It's gotten me to play some retro titles I never would have revisited otherwise. It's gotten me very frustrated with some retro titles that I couldn't finish the objective for. But then I've been racing a lot less. I've been commentating for the races, so we kind of describe, hey, the racers are moving on to the next game. This game was created in 1991, and it's based off of this movie, and it has these mechanics, and I played it, and it's tricky for these reasons. We commentate, and then I do the social media for Sneak Bike, so I let people know what's coming up next. And when we need new racers, if we're doing a beginner's race, an advanced race, an intermediate race, and it's a lot of fun.
Mel actually has been trying to get me to join in when you guys are doing DKC, just because I shipped on. I was like, if you're playing DKC, I want in. It's just life has been kind of nuts at the moment, so I've been kind of putting that off. But at some point, I would love to join in with y'all. And
we'd love to have you. And when we're not doing races, we're doing community events, and that's where the Hollow Knight randomizer comes in, because we're hoping to get a group of people together to learn the Hollow Knight randomizer from the start. We did the same thing with people who were just starting out learning Link to the Past randomizer and Final Fantasy IV randomizer. And then there was also just a DKC speedrun, learning the speedrun early on in the channel. Excuse me.
Yeah, cool. And you said the next one is Saturday, right?
So we are on a break for the mystery races for November, but if you keep up with our social media and with the channel itself, we're going to be sprinkling in some fun, relaxed community events for November, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule in December.
Cool. All right.
Which is why I need to beat Hollow Knight, so I can learn the randomizer and not get spoilers.
Yeah.
And not accidentally see a boss that I didn't know what it was or haven't seen yet. So yeah.
Getting hit with the last boss like right at the start of the game, kind of.
Oh my god! I mean, I guess boss shuffle. Like, I don't know what the options are for different seeds for it. If it's items or entrances or boss, it's just the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Randomizers are real silly. Especially Fire Emblem randomizer. That one's especially silly. I don't know if you're into Fire
I don't
Emblem.
know that one. I bet. Yeah.
Watching Bede do that one was a treat. But so I think that's gonna be it for tonight. So again, thank you so much for doing this with me, Jen. This was so much fun chatting with you and talking about the human race community and just talking gaming in general.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Of course.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
If I just appreciate you hosting this. Thanks everybody that came out. If you're interested in what we do over at the Human Race, we'd love to have you. Right now I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and we're on Eastern time, so we stream at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm always down to meet new humans, and this was really great. Thank you.
Yeah, please check her out on her Twitch channel. You can find her on Twitter, Instagram, all that. Just Jen the Human, everything, right?
Yep. Same handle everywhere.
Awesome. And if y'all bear with me, we'll let's see who's on that we can throw a raid at. I believe we have a Darren. You added that chat command, right? There it is. All right, I have to pull up. I hate when like you're in Creator Dashboard and it only gives you like 5 channels that are on.
Oh yeah, Twitch.
I'm like trying to look at my full list.
Twitch interface, of course. Thank you, Tim the brother, for contributing to the charity broadcast. Look at that.
Yeah, Tim, thank you
The
for...
human family rolls deep.
Yeah, thanks to everyone that contributed to the 24-hour charity broadcast challenge fund. Always appreciate it. Of course, all the followers today, Loki, Tim the brother, Ivis, everyone else that hung out. Of course, Mel with that raid earlier. Ayodia with that raid. Please go give their channels a follow. Ghost gave a follow. Appreciate it, buddy. And our buddy Modest Millhouse with a 14-month resub. So thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks a lot, friends in general. Everyone that hung out tonight. Let's see. Who is on? Who haven't I rated in a while? That's the question. You know what, my buddy Trip is on. Let's go throw it to him. He's a good dude. Let's see what he's got going on over there.
Sounds like a good time. You all know what to do.
Yeah. So everyone, we got that chat command, that raid command, should I say? Let's go say hello to him. I'll be on again Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, playing more Final Fantasy IV. Jen, you'll be on tomorrow night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, humans, if you're here, follow Kopps. Come back and check out what he's doing. Wait, I think our cameras are flipped.
They are.
From what I'm looking at in Discord,
yeah.
But
yeah, definitely. If you haven't followed, I'm sure most of the folks in here already do, but if not, please check Jen out tomorrow night. Of course, our buddy Jordo's on.
Mistake, we'll see you around. I see Mistake sneaking in. We'll catch you in the VOD.
Good to see you, Mistake. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Of course, Ace 29, Mel, Loki, B, Rasso, Shelb, Mom the Human, Tim the brother, Jordo, all the friends.
Thanks, friends.
Much appreciated. So, yeah, let's go say hello to Trip. See what he's got going on, and yeah.
We'll see ya.
Until next time. Have a good one, everybody. Later.